say,
when they call you in the
when the man call me in there,
yeah.
he asked me, say, how many of you are working to the area? I say, we are 3.
You told the man, say, you're 3.
Yeah. So he said, I want to give you tea to carry to
The man said, you want to give you what?
tea. Hot milk tea. Hot milk tea.
Oh, milk tea?
Yeah.
For you to drink?
With bread.
The bread?
3 pieces of fruit bread.
With egg inside?
With egg inside my butter. So when I carry it to the man, say carry it to the man. When you give it to the man, then you must come back to the car.
So the food the man give you now, you carry it so you can go convince your friend now.
Yeah. When I give it to the man now, the man say thank you. I say okay. The man say, oh, where you going now? I say, oh, I'm going right here. So one of my friends called me.
And the same man you going to now?
Yeah, the same man.
And the man tell you say he want for you to go steal.
No, yeah. So when I go to the man now, he say clean the car. Then there are 2 now.
In the Jeep?
In the Jeep. Then there are 2.
A big Jeep?
Yeah. Black BG, 4 doji. Yeah. So when I clean the car now,
air condition all inside.
No, Papa, you can't wait for me to spin now. I'll leave the whole town now. You can judge people.
I just asking you a question, sorry.
You can judge people that can come here.
No, I'm a journalist. I beg you, sorry.
The way you double in the question, you say when I move from here, I'll free. You say when I move from here, I'll free. You say one talk again. I wanted to make a whole talk clear to you, but you double in the question. Hi, I'm looking, hi, you looking. Hi, looking, then you want to post another more word there again. Why not be looking to the top? I'm not going to talk again. And said they call me to the office, I go explain.
I think you explain to me that you come to get there. You say you carry tea to the man. After you carry tea to the man, you come now. So what next now?
For me, I will not there.
Nobody, you getting very, you say, asking you too much question. Hey, they explain things, say, make your egg and bread. You bring it to, okay, sorry. That's why I say sorry now. Okay, sorry.
If you
I will not ask you the question again. Okay, sorry.
When I give you answer now, then do.
Okay, explain again. I'm not asking you no more question again. Okay, let's go ahead now.
Go to school. The English say I need the English.
Okay, sorry. That's why I say sorry now. Sorry.
Say, Ali, you take time. You take time.
I'm taking time. Okay, sorry. Okay.
I said I can take time
to explain. Yeah, okay.
You also rest there, you brought dirty rest in the country, your cause on door.
I asked somebody rest yesterday. Not a dirty rest.
But what you were saying, you say the people in the plaza visit, you say that you pull it do now. So I don't expect you to say anything otherwise.
When I hear somebody telling me that Gifty was making love to Peters in the car, only Jesus can tell me that I will accept. Only Jesus. No CID, NSA, FBI report will make me to accept it. No kind of a report will make me to agree that Gifty Lamar was in a car on Broad Street having sex. Whereas when we went there, I was there when police opened that vehicle. We noticed that there was sand in her shoes. So the Broad Street play got sand now. Broad Street got sand. Where part of Broad Street is sand coming from? I refuse to accept that. Anybody wants to get angry with me, let them get angry with me. I refuse it any day, anytime. Gifty Lamar never died on Broad Street. She died somewhere else. They were brought on Broad Street. I say so. I, Solomon Claudius George.
Musa Belete stole 180,000 in tax money from the Liberian government, for which he was dragged to court. 2012, he was announced convicted. This is the man also condemned by FIFA as a fraudster. This is the man who is in the midst of the CPP, and the CPP is not throwing what I call a cordon sanitaire around him. Now, if you have a guy who is a potential contaminant and you have it in your midst, what you think will happen? He will contaminate everybody. This man is a walking corruption virus. Anything he comes in contact with, anything he touches, he contaminates. The CPP will be contaminated very soon because my own Liberty Party is now contaminated. People in the Liberty Party who took Peacock Trust from Ability today, they are defending him up and down the country.
The People's Liberation Party, through the National Executive Committee and the GAC, has with immediate effect suspended for time indefinite and to face the grievance and active committee for the investigation for their respective actions. Those suspended and removed are Mr. Jerry K. Colley, former chairman, Bon County, suspended. Mr. Mohammed A. Belity, former chairman, Margibi County, suspended. Mr. J. Emmanuel Green, former chairman, Grand Cape County, suspended. Mr. Oscar Holmes, former chairman, Bombay County, suspended. Mrs. Evelyn Yakoli Morris, former chair, Nimba County, suspended. Mr. Abraham Shalif, former chair, Monserrate County, removed.
The matter will be settled. Tapo Ido now politicians, DJ Blue now politicians. So I am not suspended by the body of our constitution. Anybody that is suspended, go to court. There are 4 county chairperson conventions held in Royal Magili County. I was the head of the delegate, and the delegate came from the 15 counties. Those that were elected from the convention, before the convention, to serve as delegate, to elect our official of the party. They are the legitimate chairperson. Even when they want this before you told one somebody from there, say who was he want to be contesting, then you say you are Monserrate County chair. Then you doing it to rob the president of the Republic of Liberia.
Founders Unification Party, so calls for the immediate suspension or dismissal and subsequent prosecution of latest boss Professor Francis Ware and his deputies Lawrence George and Wilbur Smith, waiter and rest of the current state. The recent LSC report is yet another testimony to how common criminals and fortune hustlers have taken over the state and are looting the state on an industrial scale.
As of today, Thursday, March 16, 2023, student politics on all UA campuses are hereby suspended until further notice. The suspension comes in the wake of the many violent disturbances on the University of Liberia campuses. Students are mandated to keep in strict conformity to this pronouncement.
All of the seditious coalition members of the UP, ANC, and Liberty partisans, and all other political parties are invited to join me, taking Liberia to a new era of peace and prosperity. You can count on the change that I have delivered, and I will continue to provide more transformative leadership. I'm here today to tell the Liberian people that I will be on the ballot as a presidential candidate in the next election.
Currently, we do not have good international relations with the international community. One, the president, who is known as feminist in chief, who is known as one person who advocates for rights of women. He, President George Manneh Weah, unconsciously elevated, instead of President Weah asking him to confront justice, he was elevated to become the doyen of his cabinet. He was appointed as the Minister of Foreign Affairs. That was a slap in the faces of women of Liberia. That was a slap in the face of justice in this country. That was a slap in the face of those who refer to as masses.
Getting money to destabilize CPP. They make sure the guns in the car. We say, yes, you should not have brought guns. But remember, the political party accusing us that we're paying the oil to the government. Daniel represented that he don't carry the gun. I mean, I was talking. Go take more gun. Go take gun. Go take gun. I feel talking what you want to say about that. You want me to say, I feel saying it. Mohammed, go and thank you for reminding me that the man carry the gun. We had a lie for him. I'm so sorry that we lie, huh? That day we lie. We just shot more we made. Shut more. Because we made it on technical legal ground. They should not have such illegal without such work.
You think we don't know Opom gave you money to come and spoil the CPP? You took money from Dr. Kase. And why in the CPP? You say your institutions are business institutions. Anybody that gave you money, you will promote them. Costa, check my records and check your records. I made you who you are. Come and help us. From the time I decided I'll be selling the COP, have you ever pulled a group? The only thing you do, COP donate one hand cell. COP donate, the one COP was created for you power. I get a bigger platform. You get bigger platform, you couldn't win election in the country. You get nothing, Costa. You get another chicken, we'll put you in cartoon, we'll package you the money to take you to Freetown. So you get big mouth to talk. Criminal and you eat money from Ambassador Weah. You promoted him here. All everyone and not silver people. What did the one Ambassador Weah to do? The man is doing well today like Ambassador Weah. That is what you do.
October this year, there will be 3 primary candidates on the ballot. Other people will be running, by the way. But the Liberia had 3 choices. The choice will be Alexander Cumming, or Joseph Boakai, or George Weah. That will be the 3 choices. Then Liberia will decide, and then we'll all live with the benefit or the consequence of the decision.
Councillor Bronski was one person, brilliant, and the moment he died, the Labour Party died. The Labour Party is a headless chicken, has no leadership. And having an institution, having a group, such a group, in a collaboration is a threat. Because firstly, you need people to take leadership. And secondly, the Vice President Joseph Newman Boakai has no vision for this country. Because if you is the eldest among those who are contesting, you should be the peacemaker. He referred to Yuri as a Congo man and said to the same people that we have to collaborate.
Since I declare my support for Joseph Newman Boakai, I've been the target. And let me be honest, who don't know, there is a serious campaign to ensure that Joseph Boakai is denied the chairmanship of the CPP. People in the Liberty Party are substitutionally engaged. I'll give you recording to that effect. I didn't want to be defeated, like I said. The answer was still engaged. In honor mine.
trendybeats.com.
Good morning, Morovia. Yes, indeed, this is how I'd like to welcome you to the Tuesday edition of the Morning Breeze. This is ABC Radio 105.1 and I'm Dennis Nipsey. As usual, you have Fidel City and Dennis Nipsey on the program. Fidel City will join me very, very soon on the program, but I like to say good morning on the Morning Breeze. And indeed, good morning to the United States, those following us from the U.S., and good evening from Australia to our many listeners there. As usual, on the Morning Breeze promises to be great with informative information on the program. Just stay tuned and don't touch your dial. I'd like to say happy birthday to those celebrating birthday today, May 9 in Morovia and other parts of the world. We bring you our motivational quotes, African proverbs, and we bring you some traffic alerts because you know you have to be on your feet early in the morning to get to work. Somebody said the political breeze is blowing in Liberia. With just a few months to go, too many things happening in Liberia, and we are here on the platform to discuss all of those happenings in Mama Liberia.
More music on trendybeats.com.
And also, as it relates to the birthday, I like to say happy birthday to Juliana Jusu, who celebrates her birthday today. Happy birthday. Well, with no time to wait, I'll bring you our motivational quotes, which says, challenges are what make life interesting. And overcoming them is what makes life meaningful. And that is done by Joshua J. Marine. Let me take that again. Challenges are what make life, yes, interesting. And overcoming them is what makes life meaningful. So you may be going through challenges and thinking, oh, this is all to it. But as you heard the motivational quote, it makes life interesting, and overcoming then makes life meaningful. So do not be weary of what you are going through today. And our African proverb says, when two elephants fight, it is the grass that suffers. I remember that African proverbs, and those who were around, our older folks, can remember that African proverbs very, very well. As usual on the platform, we bring you traffic lights to inform you of the various points that you should watch up for when you wake up in the morning to start your journey to wherever you are. As usual, some of the traffic points for those from the Brewerville end, you have to look up for traffic at the Momo Town Junction upward to Caldwell Bridge. Be mindful of a bit of traffic at that end, as well as the Caldwell New Georgia Junction. You know that there's a bit of traffic with the intersections at the various points of that route. Also at the Freeport Bell, the Freeport Claratown Bell, there's a bit of traffic at that end. Also look up for traffic there. Be mindful of the traffic in that area. Know that when you are on your way, you have to be up as early as perhaps before 7 in the morning to beat the traffic, like we usually say, to ensure that you do not encounter traffic when you are coming. And also around the Bannersville Junction, yes, the Bannersville Junction, always there's traffic because of the construction of the road now. At least the traffic, you know, situation is not as very much complicated as it used to be, but there's a bit of traffic as well at that end. New Georgia Junction, watch out for traffic. And at the Valtown to Central Town, know that there's always a bit of traffic at that end. Valtown, you know, with the Valtown movement from the Waterside Bell and all of that, you will experience a bit of traffic at that end. Upward to Central Monrovia, when you get to the Johnson Street and Broad intersection, know that there will always be a bit of traffic because of the vehicles coming from the bridge and that from Central Monrovia. There will always be a bit of traffic, so you have to watch out for traffic at that end. And also for those from the RIA Highway, always know that there's ongoing traffic, road construction at that end. So as usual, there will be a bit of traffic at area intersections, like from the ELWA end, from the Rehab Bell. There's a bit of traffic from the Kenenja RLJ intersection to the Rehab Junction. There's a bit of traffic at that end, knowing of the intersection and the junction right there. And upward to the ELWA Hospital, where you have the Zoblock community, you experience a bit of traffic at that end as well. Upward to Complex, going towards that is the ELWA Junction, and towards the SD Cooper Road, Peloton Way, you will experience a bit of traffic because there's a bit of the road construction. We all know about the road construction, so there's traffic at that end. Make sure you are up before 7 a.m. to beat the traffic. And upward to the SD Cooper Road Junction, there's a bit of traffic as well because of the influx of vehicles. We know that the ELWA Junction or the LY Junction, there have been some, closure of that end because of the road construction. So there's a bit of traffic at the SD Cooper Road Junction. Upward to the Boulevard Junction, you have traffic from the 72nd end to the main boulevard, so there's a bit of traffic. Upward to 540, you have intersections and you have a bit of traffic, so watch out for that. Make sure to pass that area before 7 a.m. in the morning or a few minutes past 7 a.m. so watch out for traffic. upward to Catholic Junction. No, at Catholic Junction also there's a bit of traffic there because of the old roadside and the Catholic intersection. There's traffic upward to that is the old road junction where you have the Invincible Park. You have little bit of traffic towards the Famuma end, and as well up to 20th Street where you have the JFK, and the traffic lights watch out for a bit of traffic, and a little bit at the 12th Street end. Also be mindful of that because you know that intersections, and upward to perhaps the Stella Maris, the Foreign Affairs, because you have students stopping at that point up to the UL, so you'll have a little bit of slow movement from vehicles there. And that's it for our traffic lights on the Morning Breeze on ABC Radio 105.1. Okay, welcome back from that brief break we took on the program, and we're going to go across the country to bring our correspondent to give us happening as it relates to what's happening in other parts of the county. But before then, we have a lot of issues to discuss on the platform this morning, and some of those issues we're going to be discussing here on the platform. I remember some part of March we sat on this platform and we told the National Elections Commission that there were posters, there were promotional flyers and thing of contestants, that is aspirants placed across the country, and there was a need to ensure that those things are brought down. With our call now today, we learned that the NEC has given a mandate to ensure that all of those things are be taken down around the country. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to get the officials at NEC. Perhaps we're going to talk with the communication person at NEC as well to understand the mandate and talk about that. Also, we're going to look at the autopsy report of Chala Musu. We know that the autopsy was conducted. Until now, we have not gotten any information as it relates to the autopsy. We're going to be asking the how, why, and for what reason, the public has not been informed as it relates to the report, the autopsy that was conducted. And also, we're going to dive into the controversies as it relates to the president's attendance at the coronation of King Charles III in UK. We're going to speak to a lot of those issues, so do not go away. Stick to 105.1 ABC Radio. Too many things we're going to talk about here on the platform. Let me go now to Grand Bassa County to join our correspondent, Yukon J, who happens to be our correspondent in that part of the country, to bring her up to speed as it relates to unfolding in that part of Liberia, what is happening in Liberia. So I have Yukon J on the line, and I'm going to take him. He's going to tell me what is happening in Grand Bassa, Buchanan City. Good morning, Yukon J.
Good morning, Dennis, and good morning to our many listeners.
Okay. It's a pleasure having you. We know that Grand Bassa is the county of hospitality. Is it true? Is it still the county of hospitality?
Well, in Liberia, we go by naming of things and not being in actuality in terms of the practices. So, okay. To be honest with you, the hospitality we talk about is just a welcome, that thing that used to happen before in Grand Bassa County. But for now, it's just a little bit different. It's a mix of stuff. Some people welcome peacefully, some people based upon their transfer aggression. They respond to people differently. So yeah, it's not compared to how it used to be before the name.
Okay.
County of hospitality.
Okay. So what's unfolding in the county? Bring her up to speed.
So thank you. We start with the Armed Forces of Liberia officers, in Grand Bassa County, especially in Buchanan City.
Mhm.
And so over the weekend, there was an officer who refused to call his full name, but it's only identified as Mark, in the Central Buchanan Barracks, allegedly beat on a 12th grade student, identified Ishmael Estar, on grounds that Ishmael had an issue with a friend for money, 1,500 shortage of the business money, and the owner of the money, identified Prince Tool, has gone on to carry the complaint to the EFF officer who, according to information that we gathered, they are friends to Prince Tool, the business person. And so when Prince carried the information that a young guy he hired to sell his used clothes, I will call it Duka Flair or Decade, he has not given 1,500 from the 3,000 that was expected from him. So there was a shortage of 1,500.
Okay.
And when that complaint went, the AFP officer was in search for Ishmael Town for 2 days. And so finally, when they caught him, the officer identified as Mark carried Ishmael at the barracks in Central Buchanan. And then unmercifully beat Ishmael. To speak, Ishmael left eye is bleeding unmercifully with blood. It's dripping on a very severe basis. And then this incident took 4 days now. And on yesterday, after we decided to engage, officers arrived and they refused again to call their name with that type of brutal expressions on their face, and journalists and other people were very difficult to get their real side of the story. But what it did was that the kind ones among them were able to put together 3,500 Liberian dollars as a means to give to Ishmael Tar, and they apologized to him for the level of brutality and asked that he go seek medication. But it's the citizens of Grand Bassa County who view this entire young guy, the 12th grade student of the Palestine High School in Buchanan, they felt that the AFL officers are not of human kind, and because this is not the first of the kind happening. Whenever in the community the issue between friends and they carry to the AFL, they take the responsibility now of the Liberian National Police or of the judicial system to investigate by themselves and carry on their action in terms of their judgment by beating on somebody. So this is getting rampant, and it's difficult for people to just go and penetrate it. What are some of the things they are saying as AFL officer? You hear them say that we cannot be investigated here, nobody can do anything, or we cannot be disrobed, not to search, and so it will just be for nothing, no, they change my assignment. That's what is happening here in Buchanan City, and the AFL are becoming a threat to peaceful citizens in Buchanan City, especially.
Why is it like that? The police should be the first point of contact. Why are they not going to the police?
There's just look on Dennis that you're aware of police are women, so than men, and this is something that is becoming a habit of the police to get afraid of the AFL engaged in this issue. I remember some part of last year there was a confusion between a police officer and an AFL officer, and then in twinkling of eyes we saw over 6 AFL officers coming to attack this police officer. So this is something that is living in the minds of police officers, that they are probably less superior to the AFL officer. So yeah, that's why they always take the responsibility, take on the duties of the police, and they are unquestionable. Dennis.
Okay, Prince, there has been this report about the superintendent of the county. What's happening in terms of his well-being?
Also, you are correct, and like you can see on the social media platforms that Superintendent Janja Bakpa has been of recent very engaged with the issue of calling on the name of the Almighty God in most of his posts, and saying how God Almighty will keep being with him. There is no clear information as to whether the exact sickness that is wrong with Superintendent Janja Bakpa, but it is confirmed from all indications that yes, the superintendent is down with some illness or no illness, and he's seeking medication. But opposition, those who are opposed to his leadership style and his way of life, are not saying that they are.
Or are the one running around with that?
Then the positive one for Superintendent Janja Bakpa, and then at one point in time, one of the posts, Superintendent Bakpa was able to call on to dispel the rumors that he had stroke, because that was the first information that came out that the Bakpa had stroke. And then he came on the social media platform and said there's no point that he had stroke, although he's ill, but everything is level God Almighty. But people do not lie that he's going down with stroke.
Okay, thank you so much, Prince.
Thank you, Dennis, and it's always a pleasure.
Okay, and that's Prince Yukonje Wamplu from Grand Bassa County. our correspondent in that part of the country, bringing her up to speed as it relates to happenings in that county. And like he said, officer of the AFL beat on one of our civilian having to be a student, and that didn't go down well with the citizens in that county. And there's a need for, intervention so that the way in which the AFL conducting itself there can be, a remedy for the people. So I'm going to go to Bon County to speak with Nathan Colley, our correspondent in Bon County, to bring her up to speed as it relates to what's unfolding in that part of the country, Mama Liberia. Nathan Colley is our Bon County correspondent, and he's going to tell us what's unfolding in that part of the county. Nathan Colley, the issue with the that is the network, is somehow okay. Nathan Colley is on the line now. Good morning, Nathan, and welcome to the Morning Breeze.
Good morning, Deputy Manager. It's a pleasure to have you on the platform this morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, let's hear you. What's unfolding in Bon County?
Well, darkness engulfed the Banga Center operations at the Chief of Records call for quick intervention. According to the Chief of Records of the Banga Center operation, Mr. Emmanuel Ndu said the management of the Banga Center operation is facing with serious electricity problem due to what he calls abandonment by central government. According to the prison facility, have the number of inmates, 280 inmates to sell to be a total of darkness. And he told a New Galani yesterday that they have made several calls to the county leadership to promptly intervene to the situation, but up to now, the court has not gained any fruitful result.
Why?
Because they said that the facility under the criminal justice system of the Liberia. So in that matter, I don't know what they don't want to make intervention to the facility, because the prison facility is overcrowded, because imagine having 280 prison images of the facility. So the issue of electricity sometimes is challenging scoring the place. So in total darkness as we speak.
What are some of the challenges that they are facing as it relates to that situation?
Yeah, according to Mr. Emmanuel Doing, said that they have 62 colonies, then they have 204 pre-child teams. So when the issue of the lack of electricity will be a major powering for the facility, because 2 years back they experienced the issue of prison break. So when this continues, I think that will repeat itself.
Okay. What other development in the county that you like to bring up to speed with?
Well, Deputy Manager, you may be aware that we have 3 more days to the completion of the second phase of the biometric voter registration process. So on a Sunday, I visited several centers, and I think the process is gradually going well, because like before the past 2 weeks, is to see the place will be crowded, but now people are working freely to go and do that registration. And recently, the executive director of the National Election Commission, Anthony Singh, said there will be no extension of this. So Thursday will be the final day of the second phase of the biometric voter registration in the remaining 9 counties.
Okay. Thank you so much, Nathan Colley.
Thank you for having me this morning.
Okay. That's our Bon County correspondent, Nathan Colley, there, bringing her up to speed as it relates to what's unfolding in Bon County. And like you heard, he talked about the overcrowdedness of prison facility in that county. And it is a serious issue that, continue to persist in our country as it relates to prison facilities. And I will go now to Nima County, where Joseph Kekula is our Nima County correspondent, to bring her up to speed as it relates to the happenings in Nima County. Let's get to Joseph Kekula from Nima County to tell us what's unfolding in Nima County. The vote reached vote-rich nation or county, sorry, vote-rich county that, you know, October all politicians are eyeing. So let's get to Joseph Kekula so he can tell us what's unfolding in that part of Liberia as it relates to happenings from Nima County. Okay, I will go to Mangibi, Joseph Kekula. That is Joseph Kekula. Yes, we will get back to him. Let me go to Mangibi County where we have the Kakatodians and the Magibians. Walker Kere is pretty seated to bring us happenings from that county as usual. Walker Kere will bring us up to speed as it relates to Mangibi County. Walker Kere is our Mangibi County correspondent, and he has joined me on the line. Good morning, Walker, and welcome to the Morning Breeze.
Yeah, good morning, Dennis, and good morning to our precious listeners.
Okay, Walker, I sense that you are energetic this morning.
As I'm speaking to you currently, in a very quiet background.
Yes.
And just from on the road where I came from, watching as to how situation is going around in Mangibi County with regards to the Langul case. Their program was distorted, and the one who planned a strike protest in the county.
Okay, you broke in at certain point in time. As it relates to what?
The student of the famous or popular government school in Mangibi County.
Okay.
The Langolepe High School.
Okay.
And they planned their
Langolepe,
program,
right?
Yeah, they planned their student inaugural program, but it could not hold this gone Friday. So as a result, all of the preparations that were made was spoiled according to organizers, and they planned a protest because there was, according to organizers, a government mandate given by the principal, one Mr. Maurice Faune, to distort their program.
Why? Did they explain why?
Well, according to officials, the BWI Booker Washington Institute in Mangibi County, this gone Friday, May 5th this year, was also having their own student inaugural program, which, according to the organizers of BWI program, officially invited the former Minister of State, Honorable Nathaniel Faruma Jay, to serve as keynote speaker. And Langolepe High School Student Council government also planned their program on that same date and day. Ali is inviting Honorable Senator James Emmanuel Nukui to also attend their program. These Langolepe students, according to officials of the program, their program was halted based upon the principal of Langolepe was also invited to the BWI program, and that creates a conflict of interest, which now have resolved to a planned protest.
But why were they protest? Can they, talk that out with their administration?
According to the Alumni Association member of Langolepe, one OJ Morris, yesterday they held a meeting with the county education officer for Mangibi, Honorable Stephen H2, and that of the principal of Langolepe, Maurice Faune, and some alumni members as to one, the allegations was the government mandate, according to the principal, giving him to distort the Langolepe student inaugural program for BWI program was not right. And secondly, they should not bring politics into education. For far too long, this has disturbed the education system, not only in Mangibi County, but the country at large. And thirdly, they see it as a deprivation because all of the preparations made, according to them, they spent $150,000 Liberian dollars. And since the program was not held, and the food they prepare and other things are spoiled, so they calling on the county education officer to intervene to ensure that the principal, Maurice Faune, of Langolepe High School, pay the said amount, and they plan the program for this Friday coming.
Okay. Is there any other training issue that I'd like to bring her up to speed with?
Well, I just want to inform our too many listeners of this finest frequency dial that Magibi County 13th Judicial Circuit Court on yesterday, May 8th, opened the term of court for business for the May term. And the Chief Justice of the Republic of Liberia, Her Honor Justice Siane A. Young, was in full attendance yesterday. And according to Justice Young, she called on lawyers and even councillors and even court officials, especially lawyers, to be independent in the dispensation of justice. And there are too many cases in the court docket, and too many Liberians are in jail, and it is overcrowding for so many pending funny crimes. And as a result of that, they should ensure as court officials in the 13th Judicial Circuit Court in Magibi County to fast-track those cases, but more particularly, Her Honor Chief Justice Siane Young called on lawyers at least to ensure the speedy trial of cases, and they should be free and fair out of corruption in the dispensation of justice.
Okay, thank you so much, Walker Carey.
Thank you so much, Dennis, and thank you, our listeners. I am posted as ABC Radio, biggest reporter in Magibi County.
Okay, Walker Carey, our Magibi County correspondent. I will go over to Maryland County, where we have our man Mensam, who is there to bring her up to speed as it relates to happenings in Maryland County. It is good that we get all of the training issues in all parts of the county to address you so that you can be informed of what is happening in those areas as well. Okay. Good morning, Mesa, and welcome to the Morning Breeze on ABC Radio.
Again, good morning, and my pleasure being on the ABC Radio this morning.
Okay, how is Maryland County?
Maryland is doing great, and things are on course in Maryland County so far.
Okay, bring her up to speed as it relates to training issue.
Well, on over the weekend, the police in Maryland County have arrested three teenagers for alleged digging a grave, removing a hymnal skull, on the basis that they said they were using it to scare their colleagues in the community. The situation occurred over the weekend when those three teenagers in a community called Homo Station in Harper City.
Yeah, Harper Station.
Harper City, in Homo Station in Harper City. According to them, the situation occurred at 7:55 p.m. in that community, where the three teenagers went to a grave site in Harper and dig out the grave, removing a hymnal skull and placing it behind the barroom. When they were arrested, they explained that the hymnal skull that was removed from the grave was not intended to do any rituals, rather to smoke it with any issues, but they thought to have used it to scare their colleagues who then were in conflict. Though the police saw their explanation or listened to their explanation and said it wasn't enough for them to have gone to the graveside to remove the skull. So they were taken to the police station. They was interrogated thoroughly, and yet they're still holding to their voice and saying they remove those all the hymnal skull from the grave just to scare people. But no, since the situation occurred, community dwellers has been afraid on the basis that that has not happened in that community. And see teenagers at that age, could you imagine one of them at the age of 14, one of them at the age of 15, and the one is at the age of 16. So according to the police report, they will be investigated thoroughly to know what really led to them removing the hymnal skull from the grave.
Hoffman Station, as one of the communities in Maryland County, is known for ritualistic and issue. Does it have something to do with that?
Well, those are some of the questions, as we are in this political season. You will hear the kind of saying out of thoughts from people in regards to ritualistic killing. Mind you, Maryland County has been on the map when it comes to this kind of situation.
Yeah, hot man.
For which many people, even out of Maryland County, when they hear that, oh, I'm going to Maryland, they become most scared concerning the situation. But citizens or the police have been asking those 3 teenagers who are the age 14, 15, and 16, but they keep saying to the police, including citizens in the community, that that was not intended. According to them, they say it wasn't intended for any rituals or other things, but they thought to have used it to scare their colleagues. So there was this question asked: why would you go to the grave to use a hymnal call on the basis that you want to scare your colleagues? And up to present, they haven't come out to really give the stories.
Were their parents identified?
Pardon me?
Were their parents identified?
Well, yes. Since they was taken to the police station in Harper, their parents visited the police station, and some of them broke up in tears on the basis that one of the 15-year-old mother said she really surprised of her son, because over the time he been with her in the house, and he has not been noted for any situation or such. There was this question also posted to the police as to whether he has been a just avid, but the mother admitted that she hasn't given any report, or he hasn't shown any sign of being a just avid. So she has been shocked, and the parent has been shocked concerning the situation, and some of them are saying it's still unbelievable for their sons to be involved in such situation. But community dwellers are living with fear, because since the situation occurred, there are many residents in that part of Harper that have been living with fear on the basis that when such situation can happen, then the entire community is actually vulnerable to this kind of situation.
Okay. Is there any other issue?
Well, so far so good. Those are the major issues that really growing concern of the people in Maryland County that really been following since the week.
Okay. Thank you so much, Patrick Mensah.
My pleasure so far.
Okay. Patrick Mensah is our Maryland County correspondent, and you heard it. 3 teenagers went to the graveyard to dig up Hemos Call. What a situation there in that part of the county, in a part of the country. I will go over to Grand Crew County to speak to Frederick Coleman, who is our Grand Crew County correspondent, to tell us what's happening in Grand Crew County, the county of our president, our Senate Pro Tem, I think our Deputy Speaker, to tell what's happening in that part of Liberia. Frederick Coleman is our Grand Crew County correspondent. We know time is fast spent, but we like to abreast with all of the happenings. Good morning, Frederick, and welcome to the Morning Breeze on ABC Radio.
Good morning, Dennis, and let me say good morning to the people of Liberia.
Okay. What's unfolding in that part of the country?
Well, for Grand Crew County, parents of an ailing 2-year-old boy is calling on humanitarian organization, citizens of Liberia, as well as the Grand Crew County Legislative Caucus to assist him in an effort for his child to undergo eyes surgery at the John F. Kennedy Hospital in Monrovia. Recently, little Brown Ray, a son of Anthony Ray in Wedabo Banking, I got affected through playing with his friends, behind the horse. The incident happened behind the horse where little Brown Ray and his friend they were playing with a shovel, So there were 2 minors, no control their children, while the old man was in the kitchen preparing the dinner for the both of them to eat. So he was behind the horse playing with his colleague, his friend. So through that process, the shovel, I don't know how the man is, allegedly the shovel went directly into his eyes. His eye got affected. So he was taken to the John F. Kennedy Hospital, but now the issue is financial constraint because both mother and father, they are not working. According to them, they are farmers. So if local authorities, citizens of Liberia, other humanitarians, if they not intervene, then definitely the eye of their child is going to keep being affected. Their child is not going to see anymore. The other eye is going to be affected. So they are calling on the government of Liberia, other people in Liberia to help them in the process because the child is just a little child, 2 years old, and that thing happened through the plane. They were playing when the incident occurred. So they are currently at the John F. Kennedy Hospital where the child is currently undergoing surgery.
Okay. So bring her up to speed as it relates to other happenings.
Come again?
Is there any other thing that you'd like to talk about? Please lower your radio.
Yeah, so, we are moving closely to the end of the biometric voter registration exercise. And this is the last time that, a prominent son of Grand Crew County from Vic Swan is calling on his people and that of the citizens of Grand Crew to make use of the voters registration process, re-emphasizing that obtaining the voters registration card is a means of having your political right and being part of political decision making, that they should make use of the opportunity and get registered in order to vote in the October 10 presidential and legislative elections.
Okay, thank you, Frederick. Okay, Frederick Kume is our Grand Crew County correspondent. Quickly, we will go to Lofa County, where Samuel Bully is our Lofa County correspondent to bring her up to speed as it relates to what is happening in Lofa County as well. We all know that there's this ongoing biometric as well, voter registration exercise, and Lofa County happens to be one of the counties that was talked about in terms of challenges. Samuel is on the line. Good morning, Samuel. Welcome to the Morning Breeze on ABC Radio.
Yeah, good morning. Let me say good morning to our entire listener. Lofa is okay and everything is moving on gradually this morning.
Okay. Let's hear you on the program. Bring her up to speed.
Yeah, the unfolding activities is seriously where they're being sorely included when it comes to one young man who follows currently surfacing on social media, where we try to establish a fight. According to his father revealed to us that he was not informed. He was only informed that your son have a voting registration, voter ID card. And it didn't be necessary to see how he could call his son. But matter of fact, the NEC temporary style was assigned according to them when the boy went there, he was denied to the occasional time. And later his uncle carried him and said, well, this identical child has reached to the stage. And it didn't be necessary to see how they could call his father. They called the father. The father said, well, it is true that the child was born in the camp in 2004. And later they came to Fuya and said they came to Fuya. He had not been too well Orthodox progressive movement. But for the registration aspect, it can go ahead. But matter of fact, according to them, saying it didn't be necessary that question the son that it is good to go to the dimension he is going. And the son said, no, matter of fact, others our friends are benefiting. The first-time voter are going to be part of those that are benefiting. It didn't be necessary to carry the issue to police station. But we communicated with the police. The police said, well, the issue have been resolved, and they are waiting to see how they can send both parties, the father and the NEC, to the court. Is a court that will come out with a final establishment of the ruling between the two parties. But others are saying it is not only the child. FOIA have been notified of a registering case, but NEC official denied the allegation that this is why they have the child informed. It was not there when they born then, and even if you bring your kid or you carry your child to the center, they're not going to deny. The only thing they will tell you, if you bring the birth certificate or if you have the mother and the father coming to claim that, yes, my son or my daughter have reached to the stage. Unfortunately, they have the challenge form. You fill in the challenge form, and definitely they will register the person.
Okay, there are also been, issue as it relates to challenges. The Unity Party came up with some, complaint in terms of that. How is it like?
Yeah, when it comes to the challenges, matter of fact, some of those materials, like some of the area we visited, during the time we were using those materials to the other end, they were using direct current. And some of the solar panel now, when you block it according to some of the registers, when I do it, you have to use generator to have to quantity indirectly. And again, on Saturday, Sunday, seriously, the card was shortage, and also the other when it comes to the other items were not available. And we visited about several centers in Korea, but the only thing they were doing the enrollment. When you go, they will take a photo, do everything, they save it in the machine, and we'll ask them when the card is available and the cartridge. When both items are available, seriously, we're going to see how we can print it up. And because serious tension, others say, well, what other angles it is now there, like the stronghold from Thomas Farah, they say, well, those items are still active, and the other ES was able to reveal to order this is not about politics. You can just do your additional mathematics. You will know when they deploy all of them, they gave them two cartridges. And these two cartridges, one can print 500, the other one can print 500 and 1,000. And he said, well, the card was given to them 600. And he said, yes, Manji, some area in Foya, only 2 days they were able to consume the 600. We carry another 600, and when the card finished, you can go anywhere. The other area in Foya, I think 4 days before they were able to consume the 600. And when we give them another card, this is why some other area they are operating, because the numbers that are going to the other area is not going to the other area. But if the people deem it necessary that it's just about political activities, we say anything that is introduced fresh, it is difficult. You see, some of those things just the first time introducing in the burial, and because difficult aspect. And again, they were talking about, well, matter of fact, those people they sent to other aspects like Stronghold from Unity Party, they are saying those people are now fast and tapping. And again, you make it clear, you say, well, matter of fact, majority of the Stronghold from Unity Party have internet system. If you have internet system, that's that it is necessary to register online. When you do your registration online, it is not something that you have to be in complete artist to be tapping fast. You just go and download everything in a machine. It will be simple as it is. But some of those areas that don't have network, this is why they deem it necessary to carry some of those people that can pass fast to see how they can consume everybody. Okay. But again, some system was set up now that anybody that comes, they don't certify with the person. Instead of people coming to identify the person, there should be the town chief, only town chief, and two of the error in that town to identify. And again, if somebody comes, they don't certify, you should bring your ORD card. They encourage everybody that want to vote to carry their old voter ID card. Then the new town voters, it becomes seriously. And since that system was set up, yesterday we made some tours across Foya. The way the trainer was really huge, it was reducing down like some area, you will see 30%, some area 15, some area 10.
Thank you so much, Samuel Bully.
Okay, thank you, and I'm always available.
Okay, that's Samuel Bully, our Lofa County correspondent. And quickly, I will squeeze in Sano County, where Grendo is, and quickly, and that county is the county of my colleague, my boss, Fidel City, Sano County. I don't know. I get Sano County. I think it's kind of difficult getting to Sano County. So, well, time is fast spent on the program. We have a lot of issues to discuss on the program, and I've been joined by Fidel. Fidel City is here. Good morning, Fidel, and welcome.
Good morning, Dennis. Good morning to our listeners. Again, it's great to be here this morning, and I like this position. It seems I'll be here the whole week. I will say that.
No, that's not up to you.
But it's great to be here, and yes, too many things happening in our country, Denise, and as always, we'll keep this conversation ongoing because that's why we are here, and as always. The intent is to better Liberia, and so always we'll be here. That's it.
How was it? How was the night? And how was it?
Well, I had a great night, restful one, and I think relatively calm. But as always, we have to get up in the night to go read something, at least read something, to get ready for them. Because the thing about the radio, Denise, nobody cares whether you are tired or not. When they come, they want to hear new content from you.
Sure.
And we can't come and just sit and be talking la la. We have to place calls. We have to, do some research. I mean, to make sure we are up there. I mean, being able to give our people quality information, and not just quality, but the truth information with our ABC at the core of all we do here.
Okay. Yeah, like you said, restful evening. And I think myself, I had a situation on yesterday. I learned from my sister. She has a daughter who, you know, she took as a daughter from small, and the child graduated now from high school. I've been there, or big size girl, like we say in Liberia. And someone, but I don't know, she came in contact with one fellow perhaps who, you know, lure her into that, and she entered the house, made away with over 3,000 United States dollars from her parents, and also took 2 gold chains from the house and just went away with the guy. So there has been the SOS call for her, been checking. Yes, for her.
How old is she?
She's in her early 20s.
Wow.
Yes, and such a situation, go to the other and they say, oh, that man not here, oh, that man, he's not living here. And I don't know, he make her to understand that he would take her to the United States, that she should bring the money and all of that. So it's something, you know, it's all about how our kids go around, who they talk to, and you know, those things like that.
Dennis, I've always said this. The little experience that I have with my daughter has given me an impression of how it's important to start to train the kids at a very early age, even at the point where you feel they're not talking. That's the point at which they are learning. All right, they may not be able to show to you what they're learning or say to you what they're learning, but the fact that they are seeing you, all right, they are hearing your conversations, and it's difficult to detect whether this child is actually understanding what I'm saying or understanding my actions. So you have to tread on the right path. You have to keep a conversation with them. I mean, it's not that the parents were not doing well. It's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean, because I don't know the kind of situation it is. But I'm simply saying, you need to start training your children from a very early age. Know who to get around them, because there are this case. I mean, of nowadays, they are very smart, right? So when if you train them in a way, just tell them life's realities, and I'm sure from that age they start to grow up, there's a degree of exposure that they have. If you have a child that is exposed, I mean, they're doing man, woman, better know. It means they are able to detect what is wrong and what is right. They are able to detect what is fraudulent and what is correct. So that child grows up understanding all of those things. At the end of the day, nobody can, lure them into doing something that they don't want to do. At that stage, at age 20, that child young lady, should be knowledgeable about what's important. The first thing, she should not be stealing. She knows that very well.
Bad behavior.
So you see, it's a pattern. It might have been as a result of, the way she grew up, the kind of way her parents tolerated her attitude.
And trust me, they have been, in terms of discipline, they have been doing that.
Well, but sometimes the children slip off our hands.
Yes.
Maybe that's how it is. But again, I hope they are able to locate her. I'm not sure they will be able to locate the money. It's possible the guy even took the money and the gold chain from her and even left her. And because of the fear, she cannot go home. So there are different scenarios today. So I'm just hoping that she's fine. The major thing is for her to be fun in life and in good health.
Yes.
I think that's the most important thing. The money will always come back now. But her as a person, she needs to be secure.
Yes. And talking about that quickly before we transition into our major talking points, there's on our live feed, there's this person who, Jeru N. Pega, he says, "Hey, ABC radio station manager or reporter, please announce I'm worried about my cousin Daniel T. Cheeseman. He's working in the county, but I haven't heard from him since 4 months ago. My name is Jerome and Pega, resident of the USA. I really want to hear from him." Okay.
And I hope that message can go to the person that you're talking about, and I hope they're listening, and others who are listening and know this person can also take the message forward.
Time is fast spent. We sat here, Fidel, on some part of March, and we talk about how the issue of, we go around the country and we see placards, we see billboards, we see flyers of aspirants, all placed upon around the city in terms of pre-campaigning activities. And on yesterday, the National Elections Commission chairperson, Director Brown Lasana, came up with a mandate saying that by the 15th of this month, they should ensure that all of those items or stuff be brought down from wheresoever is being placed.
Yeah, I think it's a reinforcement of a statement that she made some 2 weeks ago regarding the placement of parties and candidates or aspirants, paraphernalia across the country. And we emphasized that as well. We spoke about the president. And I think it's important. Look, the election process, all of the candidates are not capable, are not financially capable of having to litter their stuffs around for voter registration awareness. All right. So, again, nobody stopped them from doing it. But in order to create a level playing field, all right, in order to create a level playing field, we must have these individuals removing their flyers, banners, posters from across the city. And I think it's very important. Now, if the intent, like I said the last time, is to ensure that voter awareness was done, that period has already elapsed. We've done with that now. We are going to the next phase of the election process, and so we cannot have these banners, hanging across the city, which in my mind, like I said, picture speaks 1,000 words. So if I see this person's picture, even though he has not indicated on it, vote for XYZ, but the fact that I'm seeing that picture, it is an indication that there's a message that has been sent to me. So in my mind, that is pre-campaigning, and that should not be happening now, because there's a possibility that someone will just erect their billboard somewhere and say, maybe let's keep Monrovia clean, or maybe let's keep District 16 clean, or let's keep District 15 clean. If we do not regulate these things properly, there could be a recipe for chaos. And why do I say this? Candidate X might hang up a banner, or his or her banner will be up. Candidate Y has already taken down his, and the fact that the NEC is not ensuring that candidate X takes his or her own down, candidate Y might result into taking it down, and that could even spark conflict. And so, in order to avoid this conflict or potential conflict, what the NEC has to do is to reinforce this mandate. It should not just be by word. It should be enforced, and aspirants should be mandated to bring down those banners. I believe these are pre-campaigning tools. Like we said, the president, the CDC also has to do same. All right. Since the 4th of February was this CDC day.
Yeah, nomination.
Nomination, yeah. And those gigantic banners have been up there for the longest. Why are they still up there? The day is finished. All right. The day is done. So they should be removed as well. So I think that would be a signal to those those in opposition that the government and the National Elections Commission is serious about conducting these elections in a free and fair manner. Because I believe if that is not done, if those, for example, if the president's banners are not removed, it will serve as a message to other aspirants that, well, the president will get BB billboard around the country. That would be a bad signal. And I think it must start with the office of the president. He may not be aware that these billboards are still up. I will give him the benefit of the doubt. But I think his handlers are aware that these billboards should not be up. That time has finished. And Ramadan has finished as well. There's gigantic billboards across Monrovia with the president's picture. Those pictures should also be brought down, because I believe we must create a level playing field so that it does not appear that the government is playing some kind of game in order to have an upper hand in these elections.
Indeed, Fidel, you said it right. And as it relates to, taking down the placards and banner, what a few across the country, like you said, and you talk about perhaps the president, to give him the benefit of the doubt that he may not
Be
aware
aware.
of that. And the president is not living in other country. He's living right in
I agree.
Liberia. And every time he's passing along the
He
road,
sees them.
he sees them. So the issue about asking why is this, things stay around the country. So I think it speaks to how independent the National Elections Commission is in terms of the discharge of their duty, and how they will discharge or dispense their duties in terms of
Conducting the elections.
conducting the elections without fear and favor, to speak truth to power and say, no, this shouldn't be done this way. This is how it should be done. And I think in Liberia, every time we talk about implementation, people will just talk, they will come out, they say things, but when it comes to implementation, it's lacking. And the National Elections Commission, like you said, it is not just about talking it, saying it, that yes, remove those placards and nothing is being done about that, and you just sit. So they should ensure that, yes, indeed, whether it is the president, it is whosoever that is involved, they should ensure that they remove those placards that have been placed across perhaps the district, the country, or the various streets where they have it. They should remove it, and they should be sincere about that. It is not about talking. So the last time we asked, we spoke about that, and the CNEC was saying that there's no, defined punishment or whatsoever as it relates to pre-campaigning issues. But it is important that they do what is right, because we don't want to see where the National Elections Commission cannot take hold of issues as it unfolds. If someone sees perhaps the ruling establishment having all of their placards or flyer around the town with the president picture, the vice president picture, others will start to do that. And when it starts like that, you cannot tell Party B to remove theirs, where you have Party A is still having it there. So they say we should lead by example. And leading by example, that should speak to the fact that those who are in the run of the president's activity as it relates to the party, the CDC, they should be aware that yes, this is not a time for these kind of issues to be unfolding. So it is good that we ensure that these things can be removed from the streets so that others can follow, because we are the one leading. And if we cannot take hold of that, others will see us as being ignoring the law and want to misuse power, because we are the one at the helm of power. So it is important that the ruling establishment take the lead.
Okay.
Fidel.
So right now we are on the backs of aspirants
Yeah.
to take their banners, their posters, or whatever it is down.
Yes.
Anything that they use to do the whole voter awareness, voter registration awareness, you bring them down. At this stage, we are on the aspirants. Beginning the 20th of May, we will be on the National Elections Commission, because they said the 15th.
Yeah.
So we're getting 5-day grace period.
Yeah.
After that, if we still see people, aspirants, we still see big banners up in this country, is the NEC that will be on.
Yeah, it means that they're not able to do
They're
that
not able
work.
to do that. Where they just talk. That the National Elections Commission, that Director Brian Lasana, that how will be on now.
Sure.
Because if you are the referee, you have to ensure that all of the rules are implemented to the letter. Because if you start having sorry for man on people now,
Yeah.
as we move into the election, it means when we go to the real ballot, where
Exactly.
people taking days and putting it there, you will start doing sorry for hard again. The the law must be applied.
Yeah.
No one is above the law. And in order to ensure a level playing field and to repose the confidence of the Liberian people in the National Elections Commission, it is the beginning, or the processes that lead to the main day. It is what Liberians will look at. And it will be a point of judgment to determining whether the NEC is neutral or not. So, in the background, you communicate with all the people that you're supposed to communicate with. Let them bring that thing down. The president banner, the vice president banner, Alexander Kumi banner, because Alexander Kumi banner still hanging to Freeport or Monrovia.
Yeah.
Right to Freeport there.
Okay.
The banner there. Another one to, I think, Van Moma somewhere. ANC need to bring that banner down.
Sure.
If VP Bwaka on there too,
I've not really seen much about perhaps he's trying to abide by the rules and
Baba is
regulations.
doing voter registration. Why you not post on?
The which
awareness.
One? For the awareness. That's why that's it. And you see, that's the issue about it. People are using this whole voter registration process to do pre-campaign activities. They will put their picture and they say, "Oh, aspirant," then he say, "Vote, go register." And that's somehow pre-campaigning. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
But NEC accepted it. NEC accepted it. Yeah. So it's supposed to be a norm. We did not hear a jingle from any politician in this country. You know why they didn't do jingle? Because jingle will not sell it the way they want to be sold. So they use flyers. They use banners.
Say they don't want to pay money.
Yeah. I mean, resources are another issue.
Yeah, to the media houses.
So they decide to use the whole flyer thing. And you understand? So we say now, okay, the time finish, yeah, Papa.
You take it down.
You put it down.
Yeah. You're good citizen.
You're good citizen. You put it down. And by the way, let's be frank, they also helped the National Elections Commission. Because there was not much of awareness done across the country.
Seriously.
By the National Elections Commission. So these aspirants actually helped the National Elections Commission. But folks, your help over now, yeah?
Yeah.
Just bring the thing down. Let's go to the real thing. We are about to center the ball now. Yeah. So please put them down. It's not too difficult. The same efforts you use to put them off, obviously you can use those. I mean, that same effort to bring them down. But they must come down because we need to have a level playing field for these elections. Yes.
It is important. It is important that we do that, Fidel, and hope they are listening and hearing what we are saying, as well as the National Elections Commission, ensure that everything is taken down to it's not pre-campaigning time. So please about that, and we would have had the spokesperson from
but his numbers are
but it's like he's busy. I think we'll open the lines before we go into our other point of discussion. Yeah. So
yeah, before we close up on it, I just need to stress this point, Denise, because dating here will bring noise.
Yeah.
It will bring confusion. And I said, let me speak it in colloquial so people can understand again. All right. It's not that you can't understand, but our way we can talk here. Everybody can understand it one. The people who get a banner up, you say your own team then send them back on the field, let them put it down.
Exactly.
Because I know you will get there when another aspirant put their own down, and your own stay up, and they decide to put your own down.
Of course.
So to avoid all that confusion, yourself put it down.
Go put it
we
down.
don't want noise.
Yeah, go put it down. So the lines already but let me announce the number: 0777 105 100 0555 105 100. Let me get this person. Okay, you can call back on the Morning Breeze. You've listened to the discussion and tell us what you make of that on the program. Good morning.
Thank you. Benny, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Let me say good morning to Fidel.
Good morning, my brother.
This is Lawson Pine. And I call from District in the morning.
Okay.
Look, I think the head of brand that turned on that particular mandate is illegal. Like when people get time whether somebody quick campaign or not, they are already resolved. Then when the next, look, just look for this is 7, this is 8, 9, 10. Who people you see above here? Don't really people see who happened to people in our year. The president we are. You will see president we are for 2023. But there's somebody who ask you say we can only vote. Can you imagine? So the man say I will be a PR on people 2023. On the people. But the 2023. What do you mean?
Okay.
So let me say this. When they let the president we are picture on the coast sport and teaching like go here.
Okay.
Thank you for the Sunday morning.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, good morning, Fidel City.
Good morning.
It is Fabius Douglé from Florida on the line. Thank you this morning for actually discussing the issue. But I think there are people, business students from civil organizations, raised the red flag against the act of putting flyer outs that seem to be violations of the election rule. One of the persons I remember was Atibe Maki Runner, but he was dragged on a bidding, on a place of a capital bidding to violate the man's rights. He immediately let the man, or the media discussed it little. So the National Election Commissions, who actually were aware, so I putting stop to the kind of thing, so they shouldn't go out of here. It goes an eye on it. On the other note, there were also bingo. I remember one of the aspirants of Moshua District number 7, yes, and I fought in the jingle. What we are saying, we need to put all mechanisms to place, observe all rules that we
Thank you. 077-105-100, 055-105-100. Let's hear you on the morning breeze. What do you make of the discussion as it relates to the mandate from the National Elections Commission? Someone says it's belated in terms of the mandate, but let's see what's happening in the next few days, whether those aspirants will, take down all of those placards they have across the country, and beginning with the ruling establishment to see the president banner or placards being brought down across the country. Good morning and welcome to the Morning Breeze.
Yeah, good morning. My name is Mohammed for West Point.
Okay.
Yeah, on the issue of this, currently bringing the
aspirants.
Yeah, from the election commission is related because for the first time, the time they saw the people bring up those things, that the time they saw bring up this mandate. In fact, the president, the CBC government, if you look at the Vatan bill there, if you look at the Vatan bill, where you see the president, we are 2023, they're not just voting. Since February, like Peter said, since February up to today, in more than 3 months, going to 5 months, since February. So I think the government is violating, they are the one that violating most the election law. So I think the election commission need to focus on the CDC, party, and then CRPS. We all can be corrupt. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. 077-105-100, 055-105-100. Let's hear you on the Morning Breeze on ABC Radio. What do you make of the discussion? And let me take this caller. Okay, I mistakenly rejected. You can call back on the program. Okay. Good morning.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, there is a voice of Prince Kolaken. I'm from the District 5 Lawmaker, District 5, Mosolado, respectively.
Okay.
I think the call for the reactor is belated. I find it so difficult to even believe that we are in a regime of CDC. At times I go to bed when I wake up, and then knowing that CDC is a regime that is in power, I always feel a shame of some of the action they were taking, some of their persistent and consistent advocacy at the time. Owing to the fact that it's a violation to the electoral law, that which they used to point out. I can remember when Madam Sadi, during her last State of Nation address, when she stood in a return at the House of Legislature and said, I will contest, I'm recontesting, I will be a formidable force. You could see Akaras, Molu, all of them opening, all of them talking, oh, it's a violation, she pre-campaigning and what have you. But now they go on a roll. Every major street and corner, you will see we are 2023. So it is something that beat my imagination because all of those things, they spoke against it. So for next boss to come out and say, oh, I've given a few days to remove it. What we expected what to have done is come out with a funny names of people that they are being constant violation. Don't even give their time. The evidence are there, the facts are there. We are seeing it, we are raised the red flag, and with sufficient evidences to prove beyond all reasonable doubt that these people are pre-campaigning.
Okay.
In fact, they are not even pre-campaigning, they are campaigning. So
thank you.
So find them and then come up with a restriction, not to come up with that disjointed
thank you.
Release. Thanks for the opportunity.
Good morning.
Good morning, Jenny. Good morning, Dubube.
Good morning, Fidel.
Okay, Fidel. Okay. Monday, we meet in Saka for the tour station number 13. Jenny, I think the election commissioner and we now view justice. She needs to be justice for the Laban people. No, let me tell you, don't be afraid. Something getting task for you to save the Laban people. But then listen, what the election commission got to realize that they are going to experience that a lot of people have been prepared ruling party. Why? Since you've been seeing that, why should not say action against it? Or why should not action against it the time to people on people and people all around. But I got to look up from father so to go from down that whole entire place who people all around. So it's just like the other national want to buy public radic or public investment. So that's what you want to do.
Public relevant.
Yeah, public investment. That's what you want to buy. But it's not correct. You know, it's better for you to when become public, you got to be so sincere to yourself, to your country. But the other national, it's not sincere to us.
Okay.
So I think our action for her is very belated.
Thank you. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning. Yes, Dennis.
Is it ABC Radio?
Yes, ABC Radio 105.1.
Yeah, I'm from Mayanjuguri. I'm calling from Springfield.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you for the subject. The posters and billboard you're talking about, and next is talking about, I don't want to send a caveat for next. Because next is playing double standard games.
How?
How?
This is a challenge. Hello, that's listening.
Yes, how are they playing double standard game?
Because from February, there's a weird posters. I've been all out in the street.
But you know what NEC said? Everybody will put their own down for.
And now she's coming out to say that from now until the 15th of this month, let's start with the president photo. Now,
so that's why we're saying that's why she's giving this mandate. We still have 4 months to election.
Yeah. So we say that, let her put it down.
I really want to see it. It's a challenge for next.
So without all waiting, like you, we too waiting to see what they will do from now to the 15th. It did not help. If you not tell the people to put it down, put it down, they not do anything to them, they will not say they're not serious.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Okay. All right. Let's hear you on the program. Good morning. Okay. 077-105-100. Let's hear you on the program. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. This is Jonathan. We're communicating with you from Rocky Bonus Farm.
Okay.
Okay. With me, living with placards hanging all over. They can even cover the whole Nigeria with two placards. What the result will not be the result. I said, anybody sitting in the latest corner, they something under the government. You go there and talk about the government, you will almost have been insulted. I mean, they put that everything hanging. That was there October 10th.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning to Fidel and our sister Denise.
Yes, good morning, David.
Mm-hmm. I think for me, in my mind, it's never too late. Better late than never.
Mm-hmm.
I think the NEC is the regulatory arm here. I think they should step up their game. They are the one to ensure that the fee is level. So I think, since there is a Fidel, the NEC should ensure that they have a task force to remove those billboards. They shouldn't sit there and say those that
another fine recommendation.
Should go out there and go remove their billboard. I think for me it is wrong. So the Director of Brand National should take charge of this election and ensure that the fee is level. So she should step up her game, form the task force to ensure that all of those people are removed.
Yeah.
Thank you this morning.
Thank you. And that's a recommendation that we hope for after the 15th, the mandate, to see how they can do that.
Yes, after that, you're right, Denise.
Yes.
After that, the mandate expires,
yes,
it means it will give you a chance for you to put it down.
Yeah.
You say not put it down. So I will say, we just put task force on the few to put it down.
Yeah.
Yes, that's fine.
And also fine you people for that. Yeah.
Because you disrespected the NEC.
Yeah. Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm good. Let's hear you.
I'm Samuel Zegoyon, a Liberian journalist.
Okay.
Let's hear you, Samuel.
No, basically, I just want to start on the issue of NEMA. I just came from district number 1, district number 2. Because you were calling a correspondent from one class on NEMA, you're not responding, right?
He did. So what's your reservation?
No. I said everything is smooth in NEMA. I just came from registering NEMA, specifically district number 2. And I also went to district 1 in NEMA with Rompa City. Everything is okay.
So which one of the institutions do you work for?
For me, I have my own online TV, NEMA RTV and NEMA newspaper.
Okay.
Okay.
Good.
I know, even though I know Fidel City when you myself working for our famous brother in the state, Cock and Aaron.
Okay. So our correspondent reported, and he said everything as it relates to the ongoing process in Lofa.
No,
Oh, Nima. Okay, Nima. Yes. Okay. Thank you for that.
I went district number 2, number 1, all over. Everything is smooth in Nima County.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Samuel.
All right.
Let's hear you in the program.
Hello?
Yes, good morning.
ABC Radio?
Yes, ABC 105.1, the morning breeze.
Yeah, I'm Mr. Bono and I'm from the capital, Baba. Yeah, my sister to be realistic. This people have been running campaign. They want to last one is the town hall or town campaign. I mean, so we can have the town hall in for the kids to I went to for 1 hour. I heard a message to speak
So all the things that people say in their thing, like why you won't put on the radio, you already said that people were campaigning. Those things will be said.
Wait, man, I just hear we're all.
Thank you. Thank you. They say Joseph Wagao. 077-105-100 055-105-100. Let's hear you on the program. You can also follow us online on ABC. That is ABC Radio. Fidel, please help me with the online.
Yeah, online, YouTube. You can go on YouTube. You get us ABC Radio 105.1 official.
Yeah.
All right. On our online platform, just download RADROKING. That's Radio King on the Google Play Store or the Apple Store, and get us there. All you need to do once you download the app, you search for ABC Radio 105 official. All right. So there are multiple platforms through which you can follow us. You can also follow us on Facebook. Just search for ABC Radio 105.1 official.
Yeah.
All right.
On Instagram as well.
Yep.
We are there.
Follow us everywhere.
Yeah.
This is the new ABC Radio.
Okay.
Do we have calls there?
Yeah. No. We are waiting a few minutes to the break.
Yeah. So again, we like to re-emphasize at this point in time, we are on the side of the National Elections Commission because we are helping her to send the message out there to the aspirants and those who are associated with the aspirants. You need to tell those you are supporting in these elections that there is a need for them to bring those banners down. We want to ensure a level playing field in as much as you want the NEC to play her role as the referee in this process. You have to also listen to the referee with the instructions that the referee gives. So if you cannot obey the referee, it means you are not willing to go by the rule of the game.
Good morning.
Yeah, morning.
Yes, let's hear you. Please speak up a bit louder.
Yeah, we're calling from Maggie County.
Okay.
Which part of Maggie are you calling from?
On the Boma Road.
Okay, good.
You see, people can say the sitting government is regular rule. But when you come on the Maggie bill, you see Kennedy, you see panel all over here. Now in Maggie, then you don't get information, you see. Why do you always accuse the government?
Because they started it with the president nomination in February.
But who is the president? He's the president.
He should abide by the rules.
So is it right to do, or is it about if it's them they were not going to do it? Which is which? Hello?
Hello?
Has he gone up?
No, he's on. Hello?
Hello, let's stay on. Let's have a conversation on that issue. You see, that's the problem we have in this country, Dennis. So you see, he wants us to use the standard. Yeah, he wants us to use the standard of a particular person as the basis for us carrying our country forward. That's not how it is done. If Mr. X is wrong, even if Mr. Y does it, Mr. X was still wrong. So we must get a cut-off point so that we move forward.
Indeed.
And it serve as a precedence for others who are along the line. That's how it is done.
And it's important they do that. And this speaks to the fact that the national elections talk about now being funded. At this time, there should be announcement and jingles all across the various radio stations to be
exactly.
doing that.
We should be updated. Our people need to be updated with what obtaining now.
I
What
think
kind of process
he's
are we on?
back on the line.
Mm-hmm.
Good morning.
Yes, I'm back.
Yes, you have to.
As I was saying, you think he will be right? The day is the president. They were endorsing the man to office. So if you don't take out the banner, so all when you accuse somebody will just be against him.
What do you mean? Let's get it clear now. Are you saying the banners supposed to be perpetually up?
After the program, they should have taken down. But when they not take it down, so long the election commission said they will take it down, they shouldn't be making comments on it.
Who should not be making comment on it now?
The opposition, because I hear some people are lying and listen to the radio. I hear people saying, oh, the president, whether they can get that banner up.
But we are speaking to all of the aspirants. At this stage, the president is going also for re-election, and so obviously he's an aspirant.
Yes.
So is he beyond reproach?
No, my man. You just say you're sitting in your office and the assistant manager now. She is the assistant manager for ABC Radio. Somehow, if you really can be, it's just the old with like all this time. She will not put a banner up.
She will put it up.
You know very well you are there.
She will right to put it up. She will be right to put it up. By the time she's supposed to put it down, she's supposed to put it down.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, my brother. Thanks for understanding.
Okay. All right. That's it. That's what we are talking about. It's not about.
It's not that he was wrong for putting it up.
it's
No, not at all. He was never wrong. Like other aspirants did.
Yeah.
I mean, they were never wrong. Even though we felt that February thing was, I mean, it finished a long time. It's supposed to be done. We're not supposed to be talking about A with A, who aspiring thing. But hey.
Too many money were put into that thing. That's why I don't want to put it down.
You can hear.
Yeah. Let's hear you.
Yes, please, clarity. The president is above the law.
So you that get other chance.
Yeah,
please.
man. We're not here for bathroom.
Yeah. We're not here for that. You call earlier on. So let's
we're not explaining it here. Yeah. How you want to do
so
it?
It's not dialogue. Just come to our business area and then you can have that dialogue if you want airtime, we are not off for that. Just 2 minutes to break. I think we'll try to go for break. Fidel, Ishmael, we'll try to go for break on to transition for the second segment.
Oh yes, on the second segment is politics. We're not talking NEC again. NEC. We're talking politics. What is happening? And then this whole Shalom Musu thing about the final autopsy report. This thing has been lingering. And again, as I've always said, the silence on certain things gives room for
too many speculations.
And when people start to speculate, it doesn't bode well for the image of institutions that are involved in these kinds of issues. And that's why we've continued to maintain that, look, there is a need for the Ministry of Justice and the National Police to kindly release this report. What is stopping this report from being released? The autopsy has already been conducted. The preliminary report from the autopsy is out. What is stopping the final report? At one point in time, if you're ready, let me know, Dennis.
Yeah,
at one point in time, the Ministry of Justice set a day for the release of the report. In no time again, they cancel it. They say, oh, the press conference ain't going on again. What is going on? What are they hiding from the Liberian people? Because obviously it will mean that something has been hidden. And that's the reason why it is done. But let's go for our break. When we come back, we talk about that more.
Gifty, where did you get the bricks you use to build your house? See how strong the bricks looks.
I got them from Rovia Bricks. Do not tell me you have not heard about Rovia Bricks.
You mean they are located in Liberia?
Yes, Angie. Rovia Bricks is a traditional
Together we stand, and whatever we learn today, love the church, you good, don't hurt them. Good to see them come here, please don't hurt them.
Yo, this is the story of this girl who was younger, living with this guy who claims to be her uncle. Her mother brought her to this guy when she was much younger. Took her to school, make her feel like a daughter. At the age of 14, her mother died, she discovered. Few months later, uncle attitude changed. What? Caught her in the corner, tried to pull down her jeans. But she couldn't believe what was happening, so she screamed. Then he left her alone with her threatening remarks. If you don't let me to do what I do, then you should pack. No more paying your fees, no more food to eat. In fact, I think my horse, you gotta leave. So she sat alone all time and she cried. And she couldn't believe what was happening in her life. Her uncle didn't stop until he get what he want. And it's ripped to the kids and that's wrong.
Together we stand, and whatever we learn today, love the children, good, don't hurt them. Good to see them come here, please don't hurt them today.
Okay, yo. So as times went by, the little girl started to worry. No one to talk to her to give her courage. She decided to leave. Who gonna pay her school fee? Who gonna even find place for her to sleep? But she under the fear not to tear anybody. She started getting reduced and dry in her belly. How can she move when she call up in the trap? But once too money and she woke up with a station. She went with tears in her eyes to the police station. She told the police how she got tormented, and they quickly ran and have him arrested. So take the message from me to you parents. Always learn to keep eyes on the children. Don't pick and choose among the children. In the community, be there for one another. Treat the children equal together. I think it's better.
Together we stand.
Okay.
And whatever we learn today, love the children, good, don't hurt them. Good to see them come here, please don't hurt them today.
Yo, give the children the light. The future is bright. Why you doing them all wrong when you know it not right? Matter of fact, I guarantee. Let me speak on the rights. They need love, they need care, they need protection in their life, but not fear. Yeah. Based on the fact, some guys they in some bad habit. Or such a habit like that, I think we have to stop it. Who told you raping the children is gonna give you power? Destroying the children, is that your desire? Parent control the children, don't leave them alone. Rape always happen when the child is alone. They are the future and the leader of the universe. Give them the chance to grow up to be a better one. So whatever you are, there's one for everyone. The life of the children in this world, I'm speaking on. I can't hold it no longer, my heart is burning on. Yo.
Together we stand, and whatever we learn today, love the children, good, don't hurt them. Good to see them come here, please don't hurt them today.
Yo, this is the story of this girl who was younger, living with this guy who claims to be her uncle. Her mother brought her to this guy when she was much younger. Took her to school, make her feel like a daughter. At the age of 14, her mother died, she discovered. Few months later, uncle attitude changed. Caught her in the corner, tried to pull down her jeans. But she couldn't believe what was happening, so she screamed. Then he left her alone with her threatening remarks. If you don't let me to do what I do, then you should pack. No more paying your fees, no more food to eat. In fact, I think my horse, you gotta leave. So she sat alone all time and she cried. And she couldn't believe what was happening in her life. Her uncle didn't stop until he get what he want. And it's ripped to the kids and that's wrong.
Together we stand, and whatever we learn today, love the children, good, don't hurt them. Good to see them come here, please don't hurt them today.
Okay, yo, So at times when by the little girl start to worry. No one to talk to her to give her courage. She decide to leave. Who gonna pay her school fee? Who gonna even find place for her to sleep? But she under the fear not to tear any belly. She started getting reduced and dry in her belly. How can she move when she call up in a trap? But once some money and she woke up with frustration. She went with tears in her eyes to the police station. She told the police how she got tormented, and they quickly ran and have him arrested. So take the message from me to you parents. Always learn to keep eyes on the children. Don't pick and choose among the children. In the community, be there for one another. Treat the children equal together. I think it's better.
Together we stand.
Okay.
And whatever we learn today. Love the children, good, don't hurt them.
Okay.
Good to see them come here, please don't hurt them.
Okay.
Today.
Yo, give the children the light. The future is bright. Why you doing them all wrong when you know it not right? Matter of fact, I guarantee. Let me speak on the rights. They need love, they need care, they need protection in their life, but not fear. Yeah. Based on the fact, some guys they in some bad habit or such a habit like that. I think we have to stop it. Who told you raping the children is gonna give you power? Destroying the children, is that your desire? Parent control the children, don't leave them alone. Rape always happen when the child is alone. They are the future and the leader of the universe. Give them the chance to grow up to be a better one. So whatever you are, there's one for everyone. The life of the children in this world, I'm speaking on. I can't hold it no longer, my heart is burning on.
Now, if the final report states something contrary to that, the Ministry of Justice still has to speak out. The Liberia National Police also has to speak out. If there are reasons why the final report cannot be released, the government of Liberia also has to tell us why there is this delay. Let us know. Do not leave us in suspense. Now, what leaving us in suspense does, it gives room for us to speculate.
Exactly. Speculation.
And then when these speculations begin, the government has absolutely no control over what a person thinks or says. So at this point in time, the government will be placed on the defensive. Somebody will just, one civil society organization will just come out and say, oh, the government did this, the government did that, the government. I mean, those kinds of unwarranted and self-imposed and self-collected accusations will come against the government. And I don't know whether people who occupy these positions are aware of the kind of duty that they bear to the state in terms of how the image of the country is protected. I know we criticize government, but every time the government is criticized, especially for reasons that are avoidable, some of us tend to feel bad. And we feel bad because I believe this is our country. And being our country, the government should represent our aspiration. And so it's almost like you got your child. Every time somebody says something bad to your child, you feel bad. And you feel like you've not done your work as a parent. And that's how it feels like. Whenever the government is criticized in a manner that she herself invited, some of us feel very bad because it is our government as Liberians. And so when the right thing is not done, we feel so bad. And that's how it is right now. The Ministry of Justice has not done what is required to be done. A press conference was stated, it was set on a particular day. What happened? What did not happen? That press conference was cancelled. It has been up to pretty close to a month now. We are still where we are now. And the Ministry of Justice has not said anything. The Liberia National Police has not said anything. The family is still grieving. Even though we know the autopsy report will not reveal who killed the person, but it will place a trace as to what happened. I mean, what happened? The circumstances that led to what happened, or what caused her death. Whether somebody injected her or somebody caught her and she bled to death. All of those things will be established.
Sure.
And that is the autopsy report the police will also use as the basis for establishing, indicting people or say charging people
That
and
is happening.
that you are traced or you are linked to this. So I believe that it is the responsibility of the government through the Ministry of Justice and the Liberia National Police, which functions under the Ministry of Justice, to ensure that this report is released and released now. Because as it is, the family is grieving. Liberians are grieving for the death of someone who is just 24 years old.
Yeah.
At the pinnacle of her youthful life. And she just died in cold breeze. And you think it's not important to release this report? We are still calling on Musa Dean and his people to release this report, because this girl's death is of concern to a lot of people, and reputable people have been accused in the process. They too have to exonerate themselves, because if you accuse Fidel City, for example, and the report is still being held on, it means I still remain a suspect. All right, and so that suspicion has to be taken over me. It has to be taken from on me so that I am exonerated to a certain extent. And I think that report holds a lot to that.
Yeah.
So we are calling on the Ministry of Justice. We are calling on the Liberia National Police. I still feel that we should give them some time. Give them some time in that we don't want to be that radical as it is right now. So we are appealing to you to kindly release the report so that the family can be at peace. And then maybe bury their daughter. Yeah, they get dead, Janice.
Yeah.
People just looking at their daughter. When you bury the child, at least the memory will wear away a bit. But as it is right now, these people are still grieving.
Councillor Musa Dean and Inspector General Patrick Sudo, what we are saying here is, let this not be business as usual, like the Liberian people can say. Whenever something happens, you hear people saying that thing there, nothing will come from out of it.
Yeah.
Nothing will come from out of it, because there will always be anytime things happen, the government will not say anything, will not do anything. It will just happen. So it shouldn't be business as usual, Councillor Dean and Inspector Sudu. There's a need to ensure that whatsoever happens can be brought to the public. That's why you launch an investigation. That's why you carry on the autopsy procedure, to ensure that yes, indeed, whatsoever thing happened, what caused the death of that girl can be made known to the public, and tell us that yes, indeed, perhaps this thing happened. Because remember now, you said it was caused first by bleeding, and then later on you said to conclude. You cannot come up with conclusion without an autopsy. You carry on the autopsy till now, there has not been a report. Certain time you came up to say you were coming up with report, and the public was listening. Later on, it was put to halt, and the report did not come up. Now, all of these things that we are saying, it speaks or it gives room to more speculation in the public space, where people will always speculate that, justice cannot be served to whosoever, that government is not concerned about the people. What affect the people, government is not concerned, because they don't care. Someone died, people will sing song about it, people will talk about it, and at the end of the day, there cannot be the rightful investigation report being released to the public. It is sad for our country. It is regrettable as a nation that we will continue to talk about these things. Whenever something happens and people are seeking justice, they want investigation to be done to ensure that their family members get justice, and it cannot happen. So it is bad for our society, and we talk about that as well. Whenever investors want to come to the country, Liberia, every time we cry about investors, we cry about the economy. How will people want to come if they continue to hear these kind of news? And at the point in time, they will say, oh, the media always reading negative, or bringing out negative information to the public. That's what's scaring people away. No, but it's the way in which these things are being handled. And when it is handled with frustration, it is handled with too many questions from the public, then the media cannot sit back, because we are the watchdog of the society. We need to inform the people how these things unfold. So Chala Musu, the death of Chala Musu, the family is demanding the autopsy report to know what are your findings from the police and also from the Ministry of Justice. There's a need that you come up. Do not sit back. What is it that you want to concede? What is happening? Is it that someone is involved that you are protecting? Or is it that you are not doing the rightful thing? Come on to say it to the public. Do not keep the people for far so long in, suspension, and you cannot come up with what has happened to that family. It is important that you talk about that. Just on yesterday, for the opening of the May term of court, we listened to the Chief Justice talking about how judges will dispense justice for ordinary Liberians to do that independently so that they can have justice. These are some of the things that she made mention about. When things happen to people, nobody wants to talk about it, Fidel.
Now, you see, and I think this has been the crust of our problem in this country. All right? Ordinary citizens tend not to enjoy the same rights that those who are at the echelon of power, the kind of rights they enjoy. And if it were someone at another level in government whose child has died, trust me, the degree of speed that would have been used to have investigated this thing, it would have surprised you. Or had Gloria Musu Scott still been Chief Justice of Liberia, you have seen the speed with which this thing would have been investigated. And it happens every now and then. Poor people, children die, and nobody cares to investigate. In some cases, the investigative reports are inconclusive. And they tend not to even release those reports. That's how sad it is. Look, and we cannot run the country in a revolving move.
Not at all.
That is something happened last year or 6 years ago, and those things are still happening now. Like I've always maintained, look, any country for you to make progress, it means you must be able to identify a problem and solve that problem. Then you go to the next thing that has problem again. You go there, you solve it. Then you move to the next one again. You go there, you solve it. We must solve the justice system, the issue that we have with our justice system. That problem has to be solved. The problem that we have with the first line of justice in our country, which is the Liberian National Police, the professional conduct of the Liberian National Police is important. We've seen it shifting from one side to another. When opposition in power, of course, opposition people tend to enjoy a certain level of benefit. When those who are currently in power, they enjoy certain benefits. And that's not how it should run. The country should run at an equilibrium so that all citizens are treated equally. That's the kind of country we want to see. We don't want to see a country where, because Party X is in power, so they tend to enjoy certain leverage. As opposed to people who are in opposition. Then you're not running a country. You are running a sect of people. And that is why our justice system, it is the way it is. Because people tend to see people based on their level in society instead of seeing them as just citizens of Liberia. And we need to graduate from that level. Now, I know Ministry of Justice has been delaying, and Musa Dean knows that very well, that he has not been doing a pretty good job, especially when it comes to this girl's case. It has not been a pretty good job. The delay, as we said, we give people plenty of room to talk the thing that they want to talk. That the government here inside, they not let Gloria Musu Scott because the woman been very vocal on there, and all that kind of thing will start coming up. So don't give room to all those things. Do your job properly. Release the report. If there are reasons why the report cannot be released, tell us exactly what those reasons are. So that we do not sit and just think that the government is intentionally doing what's happening right now. And that whole thing happened since March. March, and now we are in April. We are in May, and Imagine.
May. We'll soon be talking about June, July. So it is important. You cannot have such an issue over a month and you cannot come up with findings. It is so saddening, and it is wrong. So the need for government to talk about that, it is very much important to do that. And when government do the rightful thing, we'll always come and talk about it. But when you continue to do things overly, over and over, there cannot be result as it relates to how justice is dispensed, and people will always come and question that, talk about that. Then we ourselves, we have no option but to talk about that as well. Fidel.
Now, the key element of attracting foreign investment is the justice system of a country. Peace and security, justice, which is cardinal to any country attracting investors. We've always cried about unemployment in our country, and we think that people who have that money will bring it in an insecure environment, because that's how it appears like.
Not at all.
Crimes do happen all across the world.
Yeah.
But the difference is that individuals who commit these crimes, whether it takes 10 years, 20 years, those individuals are brought to book.
Yeah.
When they are found, they are prosecuted. Corruption does take place everywhere around the world, but it is the action that you take against corruption that makes it, kind of resounding in your fight. And same applies to the rule of law.
Now people get hope about that.
The rule of law is such that when one person is involved and that person is not prosecuted, it gives room for others to get involved, and you have no right to prosecute that next person that get it because he did not do it with the other person. So we leave our whole country open like that for people to do anything, and you think people will bring that money here to invest. So that is the problem. Let's handle this issue of rule of law. Let's make sure that the justice system is strong enough to deal with these issues that border on our country's security, so that those who are intending to invest in Liberia do not get scared away. The people go on the internet, they Google your country, and then when they start to Google your country, they look at all the Babatine, Salah Musu death, still unresolved. What's the other girl name who died from the princess? All those things, they are not good for the image of the country. They place dent over the country's safety. And we don't want to see that. We want investors coming in. We want the government to get more taxes from revenue collected. We want the government to build more roads. That cannot happen in the absence of the rule of law.
The rule of law is very important. And before we go to the lines, we like to weigh on the issue as it relates to the president attendance at the coronation of King Charles III, and as it relates to, lot of controversies around the entire issue. Why there were some people talking about the president perhaps, was not invited to the occasion. The president is there, and as usual, we know when they are there, when they travel, you see the photos and all of that. And there have been a lot of speculations why he has gone for that, program, and looking at the relationship with the United Kingdom and Liberia as it relates to, as well as the Commonwealth nations, and Liberia being, all of that. There have been a lot of speculation as it relates to that. But whether the president is there, whether he was officially invited, it was one of the key, issues that people talk about. And though the Deputy Presidential Press Secretary, Smith, took it on yesterday, we follow him on the state radio, ELBC, where he spoke about the issue, talking about, the president was invited. He has an official invitation for the program. But then again, Fidel, it speaks to how, people engage the work they do. And when it comes to governance, or the government of the day, government job is public work, right? You are there to serve the public. And it is not personal lifestyle. It is not personal issue. When the president is going out for a function, it has to do with every Liberian. So the issue of conceding information, information being classified, it's not every information that can be classified as it relates to how the president go out. And I think the office of the president, the Presidential Press Secretary Bureau, should be proactive in how, this kind of information is disseminated to the public as to not raise too many speculations of whether the president have official invitation to the program. Where is the president? Why he's not like there? Why he's not there? And there should be regular updates as it relates to where the president has gone, what is unfolding. And but people, see the presidency as a common thing, and it is not. People should be informed, and you have people who you are leading. They want to know what is happening, why their leader is leaving the country, where is he going now, he's there, why is unfolding. This kind of briefing, should be about. That is why we have the executive marshal page. That is why we have the website, and now they have make it, fun. They have the live field, where at some point in time perhaps there can be some discussion there or talk about where the president is. But you cannot leave too many speculations, and when people speculate, they carry on their own thing. At the end of the day, last minute of the time, then you come up with some clarification, you come up responding, and people see that now as, let them talk. We don't owe anybody the right to talk or to respond to what they are saying. No, the presidency is the highest seat, and it is the prerogative of all Liberians to know where the president is, how he go to the place. And mind you now, the going of the president on official duty has to do with taxpayer money, and whenever it is being used, there's a need that it be communicated well to how they are going, why are they going, and who are those people going along. They are not always all the time, and one of those issues where perhaps he carry huge delegation to the program and all of that. So it has to do with resources. When the country is in dire need in terms of economic constraint, the way the president travel won't be the way he would do when the economy is booming. So that also should be taken into consideration when you are carrying on the president activity, in terms of his travel. You should consider that as well, that we have an economy that is challenged. So when the president is going, usually if the economy is booming, the president is going, perhaps he will take with him 20 people, for example. So now we have this challenge. Let's call it down to 10. So these are some of the things that should be taken into consideration as it relates to the president travel of Fidel.
Okay. Now, and I will ask this rhetorical question, Denise. Does the president have media handlers? Does he?
Yeah.
And I'm sure he does.
He does. He's a fun of
right on the Executive Mansion website, as far as I know, the first story relating to the president's, or the first release on this website relating to the president's travel should not have been President Weah leaves for London. It should be President Weah will leave for London. Now, the essence of providing the information prior to this one being written.
Yes.
There should have been something said, released before this one.
Yes.
The essence of doing that is because he is the president of Liberia.
Yeah.
And his itinerary is very important to the people of Liberia.
Yeah.
Now, in that first release, you will state that the president is leaving the country maybe day after tomorrow or Friday, and you will state the purpose of the trip, all right? And you will state the delegation that is going with the president on that trip.
Yeah.
That will be the first thing you will do. That's 5 days before the president's departure. Now, why are you doing this? You hear what the Northern are going around? Say the president lie, you're not going to so and so place.
Yeah.
That would have answered the question of people who have doubted as to whether the president is going there or not.
All of the speculations.
That would have cleared all of those speculations.
Yeah.
Now, then when he's leaving, then you can do this story that you've already done here. This release that you already done, that the president leaves for London. That is he's leaving now. That is the release that was issued by the Executive Mansion. Now, you have to be very systematic in, channeling the communications of the president. Remember now, there are people who believe, and it's clear, there are people who believe that he shouldn't have been president in the first place. So you have to consider that segment of the population.
Yeah.
That to them, George Weah shouldn't have been president. But he is now the president. But it's how to come to terms with the fact that he is still the president. And so there are things that will be brought up that wouldn't be brought up against any other president if they were in that chair.
Sure.
So in order to close this gap that will be exploited by these people, you fill out those gaps with basic information. So before the president's departure, state categorically that the president is going to London to attend the coronation of the king, all right?
Yeah.
And you will stay there for so and so days. He's been accompanied by so and so number of persons. Boom, it's there.
Yeah.
And then when he's departing again, you release that report. It makes it clear. Now there will be no doubt. What happened? Because of the speculation and the denial by some individuals that the president has gone to London, and this is what I have to say to people, right? This man is the president of the Republic of Liberia. Regardless of how you see the country, he enjoys privileges that other countries from developed countries, other presidents from developed countries enjoy. Because he is the president of Liberia. So they are not seeing him with the lenses which opposition people see him.
Exactly.
They are seeing him with the lenses of the president of the Republic of Liberia. And so he will be held in that regard. And I thought people who are educated should know this. Unfortunately, they see the president differently. I'm not fronting for him, but that's what it is. Now, if the president goes to a location, again, that's why I was asking whether he has handlers. It is not the president's responsibility to do a live video, a
with
selfie,
that kind of, the selfie
with the
upside
intent,
down.
with the intent to prove a point that
Yes.
and you say, I hear now.
Yeah.
And you know the reason why the president had to do that? Because those who should function in that capacity
They
do
are
not
not.
do their work.
Exactly.
I cannot travel with a government official, and I know what my responsibility is as a media man, and I allow that government official to do selfie in order to prove a point that he's at this place. The first thing, when the president is moving in that line and going towards, maybe marching towards the coronation hall, I'm supposed to do a shot, different shots of the president, and post it on the executive mansion website and post it on the executive
And they
mansion
have
Facebook
all of
page.
those expertise along with them.
Along with them.
Yeah.
So why are they not then utilized? Then you allow the president, my president, the president of the Republic of Liberia, to take his smartphone,
and be doing
put it in the air like day and be doing selfie.
Upside down.
He doesn't have the expertise. The images that he put out there as the president of Liberia is not a resemblance of someone who's in the high office. So listen, it's easier to blame the president for doing that amateur video.
Yeah.
But I will blame his handlers, those who are in the media office of the president, for that amateur video.
Yeah.
You know why? I always said this to people. When you are given a responsibility, you determine what your boss does. If Dennis is the president of the Republic of Liberia and I am the official photographer or I am the presidential press secretary, I will dictate to Denise what she does with her face or social media page.
Yeah.
In fact, it is not the president who's supposed to handle that page.
Not at all.
He should have handlers. So you allow our president, our whole joy man we are, to hold phone in here and do an amateur video where the phone turning upside down. And that image is outside there to the public.
Yeah.
What does that say about those who work in the office of the president?
It shows
the media people.
And he's not been advised well,
He's not.
And perhaps there are other who are usurping others' function. Don't want them to perform. So those who should be doing those things, they are not doing it now. They are now sitting back because the people usurping their function don't want them to exercise what they should do.
Good.
So it becomes a serious problem for our country. Yes.
Now, if I am the press secretary to the president, and I know there will come a time where I may not be in a gathering where the president is.
Yeah.
And I require pictures from the president. What do? Prior to that time, I will have orientated the president on how to hold his device.
Yes.
Look, Mr. President, just in case I'm not there or I'm not able to go to the player air and do the phone like day,
Yes.
do it like day, because you want the president to put out an image that is representative of the office.
Exactly.
So you gotta make sure you teach him how to do it. He's not, professional as you are.
No.
He's not. You are the professional person. You are under obligation to show the president what exactly to do in your absence so that he does not do the wrong thing. So the president turned the camera upside down and you are doing selfie. And the president had to prove to the world and to Liberians that he is actually at the coronation.
Yes.
When I have a presidential press secretary, when I have a deputy presidential press secretary, when I should also have a secretary or videographer or cameraman who should be taking the president's picture. Then the president had to prove. Instead of the people proving that the president proving that he there.
And I've been thinking of Fidel. I don't know whether they're trying to be a little bit, because at times when they go out, they say, oh, they just go to take pictures, So I don't know, they're trying to control that.
No,
but controlling that doesn't mean you shouldn't address the public about what is unfolding.
Professionalism comes with criticism.
Yeah.
If you are a professional person and you do not want to be criticized, you are not ready to do the work you're supposed to do.
You're right.
As early as we get up in the morning to come and serve the Liberian people, people call on the radio and still criticize us, right?
Yeah.
Does that stop us from doing what we have to do?
Not at all.
Of course not. So criticism should not be the reason why you cannot provide regular updates to the people of Liberia regarding the conduct. The president. Somebody say, oh, the president was just sitting down. He didn't even enter the hall. That the president supposed to do selfie to tell the whole Liberia that he entered the hall.
He entered the hall, yeah.
Smith Toby know how to take good picture. Solo Kegba know how to take good picture if he was on the trip. There are other people, who are capable of taking pictures. Yeah. If they did not have the capacity to enter the hall the president entered, that is why you regularly have these conversations with the president. All right? Show him these little things that you consider as little, but they are image wrecking, they are image demeaning. And that is what happened. So how do you, and that picture, that video, all on social media, what do you say? What does it say about us as a country? Those are the little things that matter. Yeah,
it matters a lot, and it is important that those who in charge, they take heed of that. It is not only about following the president to an occasion, perhaps what comes with it, the dividend that comes with it.
The DSA.
But it's about performing your duty. It's about doing what is right. Because you cannot be in a position, like you said, and the wrong things are happening and you are just there. It is wrong. The people should take, responsibility of the role they are performing, and others who do not know those roles, they should give way to the people who know it to do it. It's not about you. It's about the presidency. And the thing about it is about teamwork. If everybody win, or whosoever win that is directing the country, and you people, the president will go to you. It's not about one person. So those who can perform well, give them the opportunity to do what they can do. Make sure they do it. There are several times we have seen a lot of unofficial photograph of the president in the public. People take it anyhow. People just open camera, just take and post it like that. It shouldn't be. Before the pictures come up on even the executive website, it should be scrutinized. People should look at it how it said before it come into the public. All of these things matter.
Somebody, as you're listening to me or watching me right now, just Google Joe Biden. Images of Joe Biden on Google. Yeah. And do same for President Weah. Compare the images. Or Google Donald Trump. See the images of Donald Trump on social media and see that of our president. Now, it is not his fault. I would say it is not his fault. Yeah. That's why he employed professional people.
Yeah.
Nobody's just supposed to get near the president and just take any kind of picture. No. Look, you see, it may sound like a boast, but Fidel said it will never be close to the president, and you have these kind of, indecent images.
Yeah.
I can't.
Speak to their work. Say this shouldn't be happening.
Yeah. I can't allow the president to just stand in front of any camera and take picture. He is a representative of my country. He is the symbol of my country. He is.
Yeah.
That's it. So let's be fair. We've seen all kinds of bizarre images of the president on social media, and we're just saying that to relate it to what happened, that look, it is the press secretary and the assistant press secretary's responsibility to make sure. And it's important. This is why if they are not traveling with cameramen, they need to travel with cameramen.
They always do.
If they do,
videographer, camera, everybody.
They got long shot.
Yeah.
You don't have to be in a hall to shoot a long shot of the president.
They have all of the equipment.
You don't have to. You can stay as far as anywhere and shoot an image of the president.
Yeah.
Very presentable.
Yeah.
Logos. Oh God. Anything that coming from the executive mansion, there should be a montage on it. An official montage from executive mansion.
They usually do.
They do it.
Yeah.
But All those images that are in the public for the president, they should have montage on it.
Yeah.
And because those images do not pass through the right channel,
Yes.
and that's why you don't see montage on some of them.
Yeah.
But again, look, we got to
and
grow up.
Yeah, we have to, and like they say, the president, our president make presidency simple.
Yeah.
Though he does, but there are other things that should be, and this whole thing started with the aide, Sekou Kalasco, who saw that at any time he would just put camera on the president and just go live. I don't know why now he has stopped. Because, for some time now, for some time now, I don't see it. But he is one person that have contributed to that as well. Anytime, just put camera on the president, just take picture, it comes into the public and all of that. So
Dennis, there's a way that could be done.
Yeah.
There are professional softwares.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with. Look, I always tell people you're not too old to learn. If your desire is always to project the president out there in the public, you can do it in a professional way. Get a camera, right? Get a software, all right? Get a laptop, and you can do that easily. There are softwares you can do it through. I know it's easier to do it through the camera because you want to do it BST, but you can also use that camera, that particular camera, and install a software on it that makes your thing professional. You got your tripod, because that's what you opted to do now. You don't have to necessarily hold the phone in your hand like this. You got your tripod there. You got a software there. You got all your images clean. And you can project the president. There's nothing wrong with that. But because, again, we are not observing professionalism. It's not that the job that Sekou does is bad, but you can improve on it and make it better than what it is now.
Okay. So we go to the lines now. You listen to us. We started with the issue involving the autopsy report of Charlotte Musu. Why is it delaying? What's the whole on why government is a bit skeptical in releasing that, and as it relates to the president image, how the president is being seen out there and his attendance at the coronation in the UK. Let's hear you on the platform 0777 105 100 0555 105 100 are the numbers to call to be on the Money Breeze on ABC Radio 105.1. And also you can follow us on Facebook, ABC 105 Official, and put your comments, invite someone to watch, share the video as well. Good morning and welcome to ABC Radio. Good morning.
Good morning, you getting me?
Yes, I'm getting you now.
Okay, I'm on a YouTube calling from 1515.
Okay.
On the land, the report on the death in the care.
Okay, we lost that caller. Yeah, we got somebody here. Good morning.
Good morning, man. How you doing?
I'm okay.
My name is Prince B. David Jr. and I join you from Mount Barkley.
Okay.
Yeah. Concerning the adopted report, even myself, I are getting. Why is it up to now that the Liberian people, they are yet to know the cause of this shallow Musu?
Okay.
Because this get death has accused a lot of people. We get name were called in the media. But it's really America and seeing how the entire thing happened here in Liberia. And then another thing that is confusing me is that why is it that the councilor, in person of what the name said, Jerusalem, why is it that he has not come to give the evidence that he says he has?
Okay.
And also to the Justice Minister, Frank Musadin, I'm strongly convinced.
Okay, we have others on the line. Thank you. Good morning. Okay. 0777 105 100 0555 105 100. If you call, please be straight to the point. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, I am Mr. King. Thanking, calling from Central Monrovia Brush.
Please go ahead.
Yes, pertaining to the death of Gloria Musu's daughter. I mean, why is it that the police inspector general, in person of Patrick Su, has not said anything of what about doing an investigation? It seems so big that maybe they are interested in someone who is the cause of this death, for which they are hard in the
Thank you.
I mean, it's suffered the country.
Let's hear you. Good morning.
How are you this morning?
Yes, let's hear you on the morning breeze.
Thank you very much. My name is Leo Joe. I call from Kiboro County. I'm called the voice of Kiboro.
Okay.
Well, I try to listen carefully like I always do in the morning to listen to ABC radio, especially on this show. And I understand a lot of things. One, let me just see about the president issue.
Okay.
Then I will come at another place. So, you know, the president of Nigeria, who is referred to as Dr. George Weah, is always a disgrace to Liberia when it comes to international things.
Why would you say that? That's been harsh. You don't talk. You don't refer to the president like that.
No, but the issue there is you cannot go as far as that level of bringing disgrace to our country. And you say we can get angry with you.
That's not disgrace.
What you call that?
He's not bringing disgrace. Just speak to the issue. What's your concern?
My concern is what I just said.
Okay.
And we want to appeal to Kalasco, who have failed us greatly, to please handle the issue when it comes to that. Now, lastly, to Jasmine, to the little girl and Thompson, trust me, go wherever you come down. Once it involves people like Jefferson Koji, then at the end of the story. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning and welcome to the morning breeze.
Hello?
Yes, you are live. Let's hear you.
Thank you so much. God bless you. I'm Iva Eskena calling from Broad Street.
Okay.
My sister, you know, this country, we joke in this country. They ought to be serious. You and myself, look at our age now. Since they go free, we want nothing. But our children picture ought to protect it. We say that I pass a royal worship in Gawia and again. Well, I will tell you, the election is an opportunity election. People miss the opportunity to come into. My sister, you will sit in that seat to give you call. You will not hear what person call your talk show. But we have to miss our coming election. May God bless you. Good day.
Okay. 055-105-100, 077-105-100. Let's hear you on the morning breeze. What do you make of the topic on a discussion or the discussion? Let's hear you as you make your input on the program. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes.
I'm Wilson Nelson calling from Arai.
Okay.
Look, you know, appeal that I have for the government, let them give the money to the family. Because there has not been any investigation that has to do with them have come up and stuff, so nothing. The only thing we need to keep the body. It happened to Princess Cooper, Odette Sherman, and a lot of other people. So why are they keeping the body? They're not coming up with a book, the factor report. Already all of you have been accused. They're not balanced with people. So let me just give the body, let the family go and have a peaceful, you know, rest and bury their cause. Finish.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. 077-105-100, 055-105-100. The numbers to call to be on the morning breeze on ABC Radio 105.1. And yes, we're talking about the issue of the autopsy report of Challo Musu. Why is it that the government is hesitant in releasing the report? And why is the hold on? Is there any issue that we need to know about that they are not telling us? As it relates to the president attendance at the coronation in the UK, why the office continue to give speculations without coming up prior to speculation with factual information or timely information to the public. Let's hear you on the program.
Hello?
Good morning and welcome to the morning breeze. Okay.
My sister is the woman as a survivor. My dad, I couldn't believe that he was so
I'm listening. Please go ahead. 077-105-100, 055-105-100. Let's hear you on the Morning Breeze on ABC Radio. Yes, indeed, and this is what we are talking about. If you do not come up with timely information, you continue to hold the whole autopsy report. It gives room to speculation, and people will be speculating here and there that, oh, this thing happened. This is why they are not coming up to say it. Let's hear you on the Morning Breeze.
Hello?
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. I'm calling from Jamaica. Coming Isaac.
Okay. Go ahead. Okay. All right. 077-105-100, 055-105-100. Let's hear you on the Morning Breeze. And it is important. Make sure that you come up with facts, you come up with the timely information so that people cannot be speculating all of the time. And it is so saddening for our country. Let's hear you on the program. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Danny.
Good morning.
This is Samuel Joe from Africa.
Mm-hmm.
Let me say thank you for the talking point. You know, information is key. It's very important. Every society, whether it be a government organization or institution. So I think the arm that is responsible for communication in government is not really doing well for the president or the country.
Okay.
So I leave room for not giving information and speculation take over.
Okay.
So I think they're going to tackle their game and give the information to the public.
All right. Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yes, let's hear you.
I joined from my comfort zone in here the DA, the meeting that we have.
Okay.
Yeah, with the issue to our president traveling to the UK. President, we are need to sit and think that we are in a crucial stage of the election. President, what we are traveling to the UK is not a benefit to Liberia. You are not travel to bring money. You just travel to go and see nomination of king. But then you have to sit and think. You want to go back for 2023 re-election. Now what you have 4 months, 5 months to election, and you are traveling here and you are not sitting and to put things in order. But then you have to sit and put yourself together, because this will cause a serious problem for him for a re-election for 2023, and we are going to punish him to the ballot box. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you. 077-105-100, 055-105-100. With just a few minutes to go on the program, let's hear what you have to say as it relates to the discussion on the program. And let me just, sometimes we don't do that. Our viewers on the live view, some of our viewers are Abel Kings. We have Abel Kings watching. We have Lisa Flomo Tokwa Maipa. Good morning, folks. I'm watching from Watcheket Community, Bomi County. Joseph Blackie Jr. says good morning, ABC Radio. Ayisen Yiba, one of our ardent followers. He's a journalist. Thanks for watching. Moses Molingber Sr. I'm watching from Fishtown this morning. Jerome Pega watching from the USA. Frederick as well, our correspondent. David E. Harris. Okay, he said good morning, Fidel City and Dennis. I'm following live from Benson Street. Haruna Asma Keita. Okay, says that Man United referee live or Benito Liu. Thanks, our media colleague as well watching. Keep watching and sharing the video as you watch along. Invite others to watch ABC 105 official on social media. You can also follow us on Radio King online wherever you are. Just go to Radio King. You can download the app on your Apple App Store or on your Android phone as well. Play Store, yes, you can download it and follow the program wherever you are to follow with updates. Let's take more calls on the program. Few more calls to call your day on the Morning Breeze, ABC Radio 105.1 with me, Dennis Nipson and Fidel City. 077-105-100, 0555105 And like we continue to say, and we will not stop talking this. I know some people will say, why is it that they keep saying talking this whole issue about the autopsy about Chalo Musu? We are saying this and we continue to talk about this because it has to do with our country. It has to do with the rule of law. It has to do with good governance, how the people look at the country, and how is it important that investors as well will be attracted to the country. So we will continue to talk about that in on our platform. Let's hear you on the radio.
Hello?
Yes, good morning.
Yeah, my name is Ezekiel Iba. I'm calling from Front Street, Central Morovia.
Okay.
You know, I'm very disappointed in Liberia, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, because why is it that Liberia had to be certified? Why is it that they just after the president here that they want to know everything about the president?
What do you mean by that?
But why they always want to know about the president?
Know about him in which way, my brother?
Yeah, like they just want to know if the president travels, he must just announce to them exactly what he has done down there.
No, he has to. That's his duty. He has to. He's serving the Liberian people.
It's very wrong. You can president just announce everything that he does. You know what I'm saying?
Who told you that?
They talk about you. When a president don't do that, then you expect because you're a stupid president. You know, a stupid president.
My brother, are you aware that the president is in terms of he was elected constitutionally by the people?
Yeah, but you got to give me chance that he come and take it down to do those things. Everybody just be on the president. Oh, he's not a good president. What a good president in this country here. What a good president since 1847. Why not president just wicked at this?
Okay.
No one move the president. Which one of the president you get to put there? If you move the president from there. Just after the president like, you just be in there. Oh, you know, and now, when you get to Dubai, when you went, they go to the outside. What kind of thing for? What are people wicked at that?
All right.
Why are you so wicked at this?
Is that why you turn wickedness? Thank you so much.
I'm already talking to you exactly.
No, I know, but they have their right. It is important that the president, wherever the president go, that the Liberian people be informed why he went there. It is not about telling the people that the president will be here at 1 o'clock or what. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I know the way.
Yeah, you're off, Mark.
Okay, am I on now?
Yes.
I mean, the way he protects the president, he makes it appear like the president is his personal property. And you know that you want to keep your phone close to you. You want nobody to touch it. Now, my brother, what the job the president does is the public's job.
Yeah.
All right. He is accountable to us. He uses our resources, the tax dollars.
Yeah.
He doesn't use his personal money. When he was private, he was a private citizen. Nobody dictated to him where he went. Nobody dictated to him to disclose his itinerary to us. No, but he is our president. When you are the president of the republic, you are seen like a personal property of the republic.
Yeah.
Just so you know. So his whereabouts, what he drinks, what he eats, it is our priority.
Yeah.
And that is why we buy them. By the way, do you know that we buy the president food? Like, you know that one?
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, of course he doesn't. All right? We pay the president's bills.
Exactly.
Do you know that as well? We do, as the citizens, your tax dollars. So, I mean, the whereabouts of the president is important.
It's important.
His itinerary when he's leaving the country is important. If we can look at the president in that manner, instead of him looking at him as a huge figure who's over the entire country, then you will understand what governance is and why governance should be done in a particular way. I mean, we're not saying when the president going to the bathroom, you tell us saying you're going to the bathroom. No, that's not what we say. When you're traveling out of Liberia, it is important that we know where you are traveling, why you are traveling there, who you are traveling with. We should be able to account for that. And that's why it is important. And you should also tell us who is living in charge with the country as well. I mean, it does that on a regular basis, but we think that there's a need for us to improve on that so that people do not have room for speculation like the way they do.
Yeah, Fidel, we have to go. We are not taking calls again because we are at 10.
Yes, we have to go. We have to go, Dennis. It has been a brilliant presentation. You sitting in the chair there, I think you will get used to that stuff
Tomorrow
for a
you come
while
in your
now.
chair.
In the presenter's chair, I enjoy sitting here. I don't know, for some reason I have a bit of freedom. I have a bit of leverage.
Serious freedom you get today, Fidel.
You will sit in that chair for the whole week. You will sit in that chair for the whole week. And you know, that Monday I assume responsibility. But
know,
folks,
right?
it has been a great interaction. Of course, as always, we will continue to talk about those things that concern Liberia. And I think we have our role as members of the Fourth Estate. And we can perfectly execute our role with no semblance of bias. And I think our country will move forward. We are not politicians. We are media people. And sometimes our disposition and issues will be very uneasy for you. But that is not our role. We do not sell ice cream. All right? We do not sell ice cream. We don't sell candies. We speak on national issues. We look at issues from different perspectives. Some in annoying fashion to you, depending on which part of the act you are seated. But again, it is all in the interest of Liberia. So do have yourselves a great day.
Yeah, that is how we'd like to go. To be back tomorrow for another fascinating edition of the program. Bye bye from our end.